Okay, now we're on.
Oh.
Hi. I'm just like...
Wait, do I look like I'm smiling or like I'm surprised?
Both.
Oh, we got the double hands.
The double hands. Hello, everybody. Or should I just do like...
Oh,
meow,
there you go.
meow,
Wait,
meow,
one
meow,
of them's
meow,
the
meow, meow.
the royalty. Oh, this is hard to do. It's harder than you think. I can't do it. Wait, can they see us?
Mm-hmm.
They can't hide. Waba, sorry, I was on the wrong screen. I thought we weren't on yet.
Love you too.
Hello.
Hola.
I'm good.
Oh, it's going.
Buena.
In a
It
great
is
way.
going.
I'm still standing. Well, technically sitting, but
I was like, you're in a recliner, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you.
we hear him, or them, but the stream.
Oh.
Come catch Waba live, only on Twitch.
Hi, this is a new microphone. I'm not muted.
Right.
It's a new microphone. And you have to add the microphone source to all of your scenes, or else it fucks up. Yeah. And I haven't used this scene since getting this microphone because I got it last Thursday. So
Gotcha.
thanks for catching that, chat. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, it wouldn't be a WabaStreams without technical difficulties. Listen, I've copyrighted technical difficulties. You're not allowed to have technical difficulties on your streams anymore, or else my lawyers will get in contact with you. But people keep trying it anyway, and I tell them don't do that. Don't do it to yourself. Anyway, what I was saying is welcome to Mental Health Monday. As always, Mental Health Monday is a real podcast with real folks with real stories. There's the content warning. There's the podcast stuff. If you have any questions, feel free to @ me. I won't read chat out as per normal as I was earlier, but all the same, feel free to tell us about yourself. Feel free to chat with each other, all that good stuff. Keep with the combos. But yeah, first and foremost, welcome in and introduce yourselves. Yes, hello, Pochfad. I see you have a question.
I clipped Elmo. Can I put the link in the chat?
Yeah, links are allowed.
Okay, cool. I figured I'd ask before I did it. That's all.
You're fine.
That was great. That Elmo was fucking just to die for.
That was on point. I loved it.
Yeah, I've practiced Elmo for many years. So anyway, welcome in. Introduce yourselves first and foremost as I shout you all out again.
Wait, who wants to go first?
Oh, wait.
Ooh.
That way.
Oh, me?
It's Maki
Wait,
now.
huh? Oh, hi. I'm MakeArtWMaki. My name is Maki. I go by she, they. I have cat shrimp, and I'm from LA. Hello. No, I'm joking. Hi, what's up, guys? Hello, I am a variety streamer. I do digital artwork, also traditional artwork, as well as play video games. Very more emotional, in tune, empathetic video games. We do talk about mental health, or just Wednesdays we do oracle card readings, as well as getting deep into people's feelings and emotions. Also sometimes do morning yoga. If you guys are into that. And yeah, I just like chatting and just being here and just doing art with you guys. I'm also doing an ink horror challenge, so if you guys are into drawing challenges, feel free to join in. And yeah, I'm pretty chill. My community is really chill, and that's about it.
Love it. Starr.
I can attest that everything that she said was true. I've been there. I've seen it. It's awesome.
Thank you for testifying.
Or would like the streamers to get into the bag, please? Ori, what the fuck? I love you. Starr, introduce yourself.
God.
Starr, I'm Starr. Yeah, hi, I'm just Poch's other half. That's it.
What? No.
No, that's not no. You gotta give more.
I won't accept that.
No.
You're fucking awesome. Shush.
Redo. Mulligan.
Hi, I'm Starr. I'm ADHD and have PTSD, so I disappear a lot to go do anxiety stuff. I'm also Poch's other half. He's still the better half.
Nope.
Yeah,
You're your own person.
Even Grounding,
Thank you.
Dangle, Ground Dangle says, Starr, you get your ass beat. Trouble intro. Terrible intro. Trouble. See, I also have dyslexia and ADHD, so don't mind me.
I'm
Boo,
autistic.
bad intro.
I'm autistic and have had experience with. In fact, I have a command for this shit because I don't mind. That's my command about all my shit. Feel free to read it.
Cool.
Let me help. Hi, Starr, and I'm awesome, amazing, and well, I'm also very pretty and talented at everything I do. Good to meet you. That was much better. Just saying.
Oh shit, Moon's making threats out here.
I'm not scared of Moon. She's like 5 foot tall and I could squish her.
She's 5
I'm
foot.
scared of Moon.
Dude, she's so little.
Then she's the same height as Frankie.
I am also a professional happy birthday backup lip syncer.
Wait, what?
Yep.
How?
Yep. So each time somebody has a birthday and they come to my stream, we sing them happy birthday. But here's the thing, is that I have a voice like an angel, and Starr just stands behind me and lip syncs, so it seems like there's multiple of us.
Yep.
Now the reality is she has a voice like an angel. I sound like a dying crocodile. So I pretend it's me singing and take all the credit because I'm a dick. But she is a beautiful singer, and she is absolutely amazing and wonderful. I'm gonna work on you with your intro, sweetheart, because you really need to give yourself props. You're an amazing person.
I'm the best mod Pachi's got.
Oh, that's true.
That's fair.
There we go. Now's your turn, Poch.
Oh, hi. I'm Pochfad. Poch rhymes with watch, as you may see. There's a Poch watch. Yeah, got one. I stream graffiti art on Twitch. I started doing it actually after I turned 40, so I'm much of a late bloomer when it comes to the art. I did a lot of corporate suit and tie work before then and own my own business, so this is a new lease on life, and I'm very happy about it. I am fortunate enough to live under the same roof as amazing Starr right there, and I work every day on waking up and finding a happy place, just so I don't fall down a deep dark hole. I address my dark holes, but I don't fall down them, and that's something that I'm pretty proud of. But besides that, I just like having fun, laughing, hanging out, and supporting as many people as I can.
I love you so much for that. All these are awesome people. Genuinely check them out. I shout them all out, but I'll shout them all out again at the end.
You got to embrace the darkness, or the darkness will devour you.
Hey, I'm aware of the darkness, all right? We talk. And also, I'm a huge fan of WabaStreams. That's something that needs to be known. I'm a huge fan, and everybody else should be as well.
This Waba's dope.
Right?
Agreed.
You're
Facts.
dope.
What was that?
Anyway, how's it going? My name's Waba, and I'm apparently a triple threat because I can voice act, I can sing, I have 4 cats, and I do mental health talks.
That's quadruple threat.
Boom.
What's
Jack
good?
of all trades.
Pretty much. I try to do it all. I've done all my stream shit myself, pretty much. But yeah. Everything you see is my mind's amalgamations. Just the Patrick gif of the spilled milk. That's me. That's my streams. Anyway. So yeah. Welcome in. We're talking about a mental health thing today. Funny that. We're talking about intersectionality, and I actually had Poch and Starr on last week if you weren't here last week. And it went really well, so I wanted to start with Maki. Put her in the hot seat there.
Uh-oh. Just ask any question. I've never heard of what was that? What did you say?
Yeah, it's funny. We were saying so you were here in the chat last week, and we were talking about this, and you're like, "What's that?" And it was wild to me. You didn't know. And full
Well,
disclosure.
I never heard the term.
Mhm.
I've never heard the term, but a lot of thing that Pochfad was saying was like, your identity is a mixture of your privilege, the things that you may or not be aware of, things that dealing with your culture, race, the way that you grew up, city,
Yes.
state, like it all encompass. I'm just like, oh, astrology.
Astrology.
Just like, oh, astrology. Okay, I think I can relate. I'm just joking. But yeah, what do you want to know? I'm pretty much an open book.
What do you think about intersectionality?
I think it has a lot of valid points to it. A part of me really feels that when it comes to that, a lot of insecurities are brought up too.
Yep.
And the reason why I say that is because we live in a society, especially in America, but it's not even only in America, but just other countries. We always tend to compare ourselves to other people all the time, and we can't help but to, because look at social media, look at everything that we're involved in. We can't help but to compare. And I guess for me personally, I have related to this because I've been having I've had multiple breakdowns trying to figure out my identity. And I've been realizing, just being streaming and being a streamer and doing this for over a year now, it has been waking me up to the fact that I've been trying to absorb so many different personalities into myself and not realize I don't know who I was. I didn't know who I was, to the point where it's just like, who do I want to be? I want to be myself, and what does that look like? And for me, what that looks like is doing things that makes me feel confident within myself. So recently, I've dyed my hair. It's orange. I love it.
It looks great, honestly.
Thank you. Thank you. Recently got some contacts because I've always want different color eyes, because I don't know, it just makes me feel more like who I imagine myself to be. I don't have the money to do any type of form of plastic surgery, and honestly, I don't want to. But it's just, I have the freedom to do what the fuck I want now, because I've been dealing with the identity of everybody projecting onto me about who they want me to be, either very corporate or very conservative, and it's like, I am none of those things. I break all those fucking rules. Look at my fucking cup. It says Hell Satan. Like, literally. Yeah. It's a fucking unicorn. It says Hell Satan. Like, I break all the rules. So it's just like,
oh man, I have a streamer for you then.
Yes, please. So I am discovering who I am day to day and embracing every bit of it, and I feel more confident in my own identity that I have created instead of somebody else created, and that actually gives me a sense of confidence of having choice. Because growing up very abused, I have complex PTSD as well as tons of fucking trauma and body trauma. So when it comes to it, it's just like, well, either I let this rule over me, or I'm going to rule over it and really discover who I am.
What are you going to let define you versus, I mean, not just define you, but defeat you in ways as well, versus your own internal and external struggle to find an identity.
Facts.
Here's the streamer that you should insta follow.
Ooh.
Wreck-It Raven, who I
already do.
Okay, good.
Already do.
Yeah,
I love Wreck-It Raven.
Yeah, I mod for them, and they're great. Trix,
fucking love her.
Triz Da Vinci, thank you so much for the follow as well. Welcome to the Waba fam. Yes, Black Lives Matter always. Love it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It's going great, dude. We're doing an interview here, so probably not gonna respond to chat normally, but thank you so much all the same. Yeah. So yes, Poch.
Yes.
I just wanted to say that it's really awesome hearing somebody hitting that point that you just said, Maki, like, you just want to do what the fuck you want to do. You want to be who the fuck you are without worrying about all. And this goes in perfectly with intersectionality, like all these things that have told you what you need to be, and you're now hitting a point of like, fuck that. If I want to do jumping jacks, I'm gonna do them. If I want to wear a blow up pink balloon costume to the beach, I'm gonna fucking do it. Like whatever you want to do, you're doing it. I'm super inspired just by what you just said. That's really awesome.
I
I just
appreciate
want to say
that.
thank you. Like that's really awesome.
I appreciate that because I've been like I've went through so many damn workshops. I went through like tons of workshops that was like thousands of dollars, and I'm in a workshop now. It's called Women in Sex and Women Empowerment, Embracing My Own Sexuality, which I've have, but it's nice to be around other women who are doing the exact same.
Yo,
And
hell yeah.
and it's very interesting in how a lot of women, we don't know or feel like we have a choice because look at our
Mhm.
society. It's all run by dicks and balls, and we're just sitting back just letting it roll. And I'm just like, what does it mean to have a choice? And like I battled this for years. Like what does it mean for me to have a choice? What does that mean? And sometimes for a lot of people who've been told what to do all their life, having a choice is fucking panicking inducing. It's freaking anxiety inducing. It's like it's too overwhelming. It's like, wait, I have all these choices? Wait, what? I have all it's like going to a few restaurant, like a candy store, you got all these choices, but you don't know what to do go to first. And when honestly when my parents died last year and last year prior, I really had to sit with like the choices. I was like, who do I get to be? At first, I was like, I get to be an artist because they weren't able to be that. And I came to find out it's like, no, I'm going to be an artist because I want to be an artist, not for them. Not
Hell
for
yeah.
them. They made the wrong choices. They didn't get the proper support that they needed. That's not my problem. They live their life, they're gone. I get to live the life that I always wanted to and that I was held back from. And I can say that I lost a lot of opportunities due to the way that I grew up, due to the color of my skin, due to like certain circumstances. But at the end of the day, like I have opportunities now, I have friends now, and I have a choice in how to go about it. Granted, I'm a late bloomer in my life, and I get to constantly learn new things on a daily basis, and it's so, no lies, painful as shit, but I know that I'm not alone, and that helps. Granted, I still have my own shit. I'm like also discovering I have PMDD, which have extreme suicidal ideations during out my cycles, and I'm going to be seeking help for that to figure out if I can get on different birth control or something, because it
Oh,
is
yeah.
horrendous to basically feel like you're a happy fucking person, and then out of nowhere, out of 2 weeks out of the fucking month, you're like, I want to die. I hate everything and I don't want to be here. And it's like, no, I fought this hard in my life to get where I am. Why the fuck can I not be grateful? You start going through these spirals and self-doubt, and it's just like, no, I will fight. I will continue to fight for myself, my community, and for everybody else who can't feel like they've not been seen. So, sorry, I went on a complete rant.
It's awesome.
No, I love it. I love the fucking
Yes.
rants. I'd live for it,
Please.
honestly. Yeah. Please.
So, yeah,
What is
Yeah.
PMDD again? I'm not sure.
it is premenstrual dysphoria.
Okay.
Premenstrual dysphoria, dysphoric disorder.
Right. I was
Just
like,
look it up.
it's menstrual something or other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very similar to PMS, but it's like 5 to 10 times worse, and every woman has different symptoms, either extreme cramping, extreme either get migraines or headaches. Just basically PMDD is like your period making you non-functional at all, to the point where you can't even function or work or go to school. It puts you in immediate depression state. And for some have extreme suicidal ideations. Some have really depressive like bouts where they cannot socialize, or they destroy their relationships with people on a constant basis because of it. And for some women, it lasts longer than 2 weeks. It affects their whole life.
Damn.
And it's pretty bad for some women. That's why there's different forms of medication. Yaz is one of them that's highly recommended. There are different solutions. Basically, a lot of times they tell you to work out, eat a healthier diet.
I mean, that
Basically,
just
those are
sounds
the
as
three
helpful
things.
as the doctor saying, "Hey, did you know that you're fat?"
Right. Right.
Wait, what? Wait, I'm what?
Yeah. 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 So it's pretty rough. So I'm just trying to be patient. Awesome perspective. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Space Ghost. Thank you so much.
Wait, what?
Being a late bloomer sucks. Being a late bloomer sucks. And it's like being an old soul but a late bloomer, and it's just an excuse of like, no, you just been doing a lot of traumatic shit.
Oh.
Fair point blank. Yeah. Yeah.
See, I'm so there with you. Like you saying you're a late bloomer. Like I don't feel like I really started living life till I was about 40, 41 years old. So I'm learning so much more than I thought I knew a lot. I'm learning so much more
Shit.
since that. So like hearing you say that, I'm like, I'm not alone. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. Like I love it.
I think we just hit an ad.
Yeah, it's ad break.
Okay,
I don't
let's
see
say
it on
everything
my
really
end.
important, you guys. Let's say all the important stuff right now. When everybody's
It's
It's super cool learning more about you, though, Becky. Like it is. It's really cool. Like I've always been a fan
26
of yours.
seconds.
Like I've always been a fan of yours, but like learning more that you have this stuff like in your mindset and the things that you think about and you go through. Like I'm a huge fan, and I don't just mean like on Twitch. I mean like as a person. You know, like, I think you're inspirational and you're just fucking down to earth and cool.
Thank you. I try to be. A lot of times I'm super manic. You should see. Like I look at I try to see myself in a perspective of other people, and
You know, you're saying important
like,
shit and they're still in the ad.
oh fuck. Okay, I'm gonna
Well, I
stop.
was just trying to give her a compliment while they were in the ad, so that we can go back to her talking about her afterwards.
Hi everyone, welcome back from the ad. I'm so sorry about that. I'll set an alarm on my phone right now. Set an alarm for 55 minutes.
Okay.
But roughly. Thanks, babe. But roughly every hour I have to play an ad for a minute and a half, and it prevents pre-rolls from anyone that comes into the stream, and it helps with retention. But I'm sorry that I keep not catching it. That's twice in a row now. That's my bad. I have to look at the clock every so often, but I usually also put an alarm on my phone. This is something you can set up on Ad Manager on your stream dashboard, fellow streamers, by the way. It's something that I intentionally did to prevent pre-rolls and help retention rates, but it really sucks that I'm not catching it when I'm supposed to be catching it, and I put out the command to just explain it to everyone.
Yeah, that's what I did it too, and I'm just like, everybody's like, no ads, we don't want it. It's just like, guys, this helps me. Like, it helps me
it
a lot.
It sucks,
Like,
but
Throw
it's the
me a
compromise
few
I've made.
pennies, okay.
The compromise I've made is a minute and a half out of an hour, and
it's
it helps
supposed to warn
retention.
you. The thing is, it's supposed to give you a 5-minute warning that it's
It
about
does.
to happen.
I didn't
but
have
it
the
doesn't.
tab up though. It does for me. I
does?
have an ad manager browser source. But I wasn't on my ad manager. I was on my alerts or something else. I was on something else.
Okay.
But I wasn't looking at the, because usually I can just like, here, I'll fucking show y'all. I can just look at this timer up here. I can look at this timer right here and just be like, oh okay, we're near an ad, right? So yeah.
Okay, how did you get that? Because I don't have that in OBS. Streamlabs.
You can't get. I don't know if you can add. Streamlabs gurus, can you add browser sources in Streamlabs? I don't think you can.
Yeah, you can.
Can you?
No,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, if you
So
can.
it's a browser source.
Yeah. So it's a browser source, and it's a browser source from specifically your. So go to your creator dashboard, and then go to click Ad Manager or add Ad Manager as one of the things that you want to do, as like one of like the things, and then pop it out, and then copy that URL of that pop out. And put that in your slobs.
Oh, okay. I'll do that today. I'll do that tonight. Thank you. Grazie.
Yep.
Grazie indeed.
But yeah, OBS is better than slobs. Just because I have it on all these convenient tabs and I just click between them, I can also click, add stream marker, for instance, stuff like that.
I would definitely use slobs. I just don't like the interface of slobs.
You mean OBS?
OBS. I don't like the interface of OBS. It's too
It's too
too jarring,
Yeah.
too old. They should be updating their shit a
It
little bit
looks
more.
old, but it looks old because it doesn't use a lot of processing power, so it's really great if you have a shit PC.
Ah, that makes sense.
That's what I got. I
Yeah.
got a shit. Oh wait, sorry. I shouldn't be so excited about that.
No, you
It's
should.
me, I have a shit PC. Well, I just upgraded recently, so
Same. Like my partner helped me out buy a new computer, just buy all the parts and stuff. Now I'm just paying it off. Now just like
nice.
just slowly paying it off. But yeah, just like I'm pretty much an open book. I don't know what else you guys would like to know. I don't even know where you guys want me to start.
So you said a lot of things, and I actually kind of like want to double back on a lot of points that you made. I'm trying not to add in my own bias shit here, but I'm going to anyways, as my nature.
I don't care.
I thought you were so one of the things you first started with is when it comes with intersectionality, you said something to the effect of, a lot of people get kind of like offended in a way. We live in a certain society, I think. Something along those lines.
In a sense of like conservativeness?
Yeah, that was part of it. People get uppity about it. And I actually thought you were taking that in the direction of like, do you mean white fragility?
White fragility. Oh,
white
yeah.
fragility, yeah. Just kind of like like people are so unsure about their own identity, and if you question it at all, it's just like, oh God, how dare you? You fucking have transgressed on God, kind of thing.
Well, we see that. I know this is going to be a touchy topic, but we see it with the white supremacist.
Yeah, deadass.
We see it a lot with white supremacy and how they are conditioned and taught to be a certain way, to the point where their whole life is around that identity, around that cult. And when you're stuck in a cult or any type of like
but
beehive
it doesn't even
mentality,
have to be a cult. Think about the culture of the US in general, especially the states where there's like not high education at all,
Yeah, I have always, like, even since I was a kid, I always knew, like, I hated America. Like,
Same.
just, like, I already knew as a kid, I was like, this is not where I want to be. And, like, as I got older, just finding out the truth more and more just makes me really not like this culture at all. And it's been at times, especially, I'm sorry I'm jumping all over the place, but during last year, during the Black Lives Matter movement and all this other stuff, I was starting reading a lot about Black history, and I had to stop because the shit is too traumatic. It is painful.
Yeah.
It is so utterly, gutturally painful. I kept crying like every fucking day.
Yeah.
And I have a white partner, and he just sitting there don't know what to fucking do a lot of times to how to comfort me because he can't really relate. And he sees the pain, and then when I show him these things, I think what shocked me the most is the fact that when you're dealing with the Black culture, we sort of share each other's pain as a competition token. It's like, oh, I've been through this. Oh, you've been through this. I've been through that too. Like, okay, good. Like, oh yeah, we're on the exact same page. So we could sort of like laugh at the pain.
Yeah.
But when you start seeing other cultures sit back and sit with the pain, like my partner said, like his chest was hurting, and I was just like, for once in my life, I was like, oh, I shouldn't be laughing at this. I shouldn't just be brushing this pain off.
It's kind of our coping skills, though.
Yeah, it is a part of it.
As a culture, like, it's either you're gonna sit angry your entire life, or you have to like go fuck it, like, yeah, that was stupid, no, that was dumb, whatever, or else you're just gonna sit angry. Yeah. Honestly, if you look at our culture and our history, for lack of better words, we deserve to sit angry right now. We deserve to sit angry every fucking day.
100%.
But I think that's been our coping mechanism, is to either make a joke or make light of or something to get us out of that pure anger and go into a livable life. Like a functioning fucking life instead of just pissed off.
Well, let's be real and let's be slick here for a second. You know, it's either you sit with your own feelings by yourself or you get shot on the street dead for having an opinion as a black person in America.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just
Oh
a little
yeah.
bit.
You know, I had my neighbor. I have a white neighbor, and today, like, I was coming from the grocery store to pick up my birth control, and like, I'm dressing good, I'm looking good, you know, and I've talked to this neighbor time to time, whatever, and it's like whatever, and like, it's helicopters were flying above, and I guess they were looking at the park or some shit down where I live, and he turns to me, he's like, "Oh, they're looking for you," and I'm just like, "Nah," and I just like went inside the house. I'm
Yeah.
like, if that was supposed to be a joke, that was the worst fucking joke ever,
Yeah.
and that was very racist, and I feel like I'm gonna confront him about it, but I was just like, I had to sit with it. I was like, really, really,
Bro.
and I was like, this dude doesn't even know what the shit I've been through, and I'm like, he's gonna sit here and put that joke on me, like. I had cops raid my house because they were looking for somebody. I had helicopters flying over my apartments for years as a kid living in the hood. Like, it sort of like pissed me off, but I had to let it go because if I let it like brood over me, I'm gonna punch somebody.
I was gonna ask if I can punch him.
Right? I'm just like,
See what
and I haven't even
that
told my
is?
partner about this yet because I sort of like tossed it away because I had to get ready for
Yeah.
stream. And I wanted to be present for stream, and I had to like put it aside. But now talking about it, I was just like, that really pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And the thing that I see is that when someone hasn't had to live through that shit, to them making that joke's no big deal. It's no big
Right.
deal. I'm gonna go ahead and make this joke. It's
Right,
nothing.
right.
And you're like, motherfucker, I've had this happen. What are you talking about? Like, this is traumatic, and you're making a
This is
joke
not
about
fun.
it. Like, we don't do this. But if you try and explain that to them because they've never been through it, they're gonna rationalize it away and be like, no, it was just a joke. Just learn to laugh at it. It's like, you have no idea what we've learned to laugh at. You shouldn't be making
Right.
dumbass jokes like that.
Facts. And I'm just like,
Big
ugh,
facts.
ugh.
That's so
And I was,
disgusting.
I have like, so I grew up in a very like Latino and Black community, and for years I have been excluded from my own community for years. So my perception of Black culture,
Wait, let me guess. You weren't black enough for the black kids, and you weren't white enough for the white kids.
I wasn't Black enough for the Black kids, and I wasn't Latino enough for the Latino kids. We didn't have any white kids in my neighborhood. Like, we had Asian, Korean, basically Asians. They all hung out at the exact same, because I went to LA high school, if that will give you some preference.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, it was basically Latinos, Mexicanos, you got Asians, which they all just stuck together.
Right.
That in the cafeteria, that's where they sat.
Don't blame them.
And then you had the punk rockers, which was a mix of Black and also Latino kids that just were complete outcasts. Then you had the sporty kids, which basically all Black kids that want to dress up and like have clothes, whatever. And then there was me. And I didn't really fit into anything, so I sort of like bounced around a lot and got to know a lot of people. And I really did not fit in the Black community. I was teased since elementary all the way up to high school. And I was tormented, chased out of classrooms, and then not only dealing with that, but every time I cried, because I didn't fight, I didn't like fighting, I didn't know how to defend myself. And I've always was super tall and skinny, so like I got made fun of like the way my height was, got made fun of the way that I ate, I got made fun of everything about me. And then go home, try to cry to my mom, and she has alcohol problems, she has mental health issues, and also she's also prostituting herself to make ends meet to keep us stable. And also she's addicted to crack cocaine. So it's a lot. Like, my story is a lot. And growing up, not only dealing with that, but also every time I cried, she would beat me.
Oh my are you kidding me?
I'm dead serious.
No,
she would definitely.
That's kind of a normal thing in the
Black community.
It
Like
is.
if you
I'm
gonna,
not
you're
at
gonna
Crying
quit
for no
crying.
reason.
I'm
You
not at
trust-
liberty to share a
That's-
story right now, but I do want to talk with you after stream about my partner's story because there's some similarities that I'm very scared about.
Okay. No, that's totally fine.
It's kind of a normal thing for the parents that raised people that are mine and Maki's age, because my dad did the same thing. Like, if I started bawling my eyes out for no reason, he would call me a crybaby, and then he would give me a reason to be crying.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a reason to cry about.
Stop crying, or I'm gonna give you a reason to cry.
Yep. And like
This is like, yeah.
it's so toxic. It's like beyond toxic. And
And they'd beat you
it's-
harder every time.
Yep. Oh, what's worse, my mom was intuitive. I think that one's fucked me up the most, and how intuitive my mom was. It was one situation where I stayed with my uncle's place, and me and my cousin got into it, and like we played this, like, the light up game, that little fucking toy that lights up, and you, like, forgot what it was called, but it was like a light up game that you push a button, but she wouldn't let share it, and her and I got into a fight. And I was wearing this dress, and her and I got into a fight, and she ripped it off, and my cousin took a picture of me naked.
What the fuck?
And I was just like, yeah, it was bad. So we got into a fight, but that was like a week later. My mom had a dream about it, and she beat my ass before I got my ass whipped by my cousin. Like, I was just like, I can't believe this shit. Like, my mom was intuitive, but also she was not well. So her information got mixed up a lot, and she didn't know how to deal with me, and I was the only one that she's kept. I have 2 older sisters on my mom's side. One she abandoned at 12. The other one she completely abandoned, the middle child, who's successful as shit. And she kept me. And for years, I wonder why she kept me. And like my sisters is like, but you know, like, we always sort of compared our stories of different age groups. Like, we're like 3 different generations, completely 3 different generations. And we always compared, like, what kind of Kathy did we deal with. And for me, I dealt with the extremely abusive, drugged out, nearly losing her mind person. A lot of people still look at me, it's like, how did you survive? Like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. I've tried to understand her. Majority of my life was understanding her language, to the point when I did get out to the real world, it was very, very hard for me to communicate with people, to actually have full-blown conversations or process my feelings and emotions. Like, I wasn't in a good position. Once I got into a relationship with my partner now, he's the one that taught me how to control my emotions. How to have a better understanding and how to decipher them, because I didn't know how. I would either be super pissed off or super sad or crying all the time. I cried nearly every day of my life. I mean, every day, to the point where I had to, I'm not sure if this is a part of disassociation, DID, but I've created or developed spirit guides that comfort me during my hardest times, and connected with the spiritual world more so than anything, to help me get out of the situation that I was in. I can tell you right now, like, I'm in a safe haven that I've always dreamed about having, that as a little girl that I thought I would never have. Like, I thought I was going to die by the time I was 21, because my mom almost killed me multiple times. So it's just like, it's very hard to have a healthy relationship, not only with myself but with other women. I had to work through that. I had to learn how to forgive her. I had to learn how to be able to have some type of relationship with my sisters. With my older sister right now, her and I are not talking because she's showing very, very similar toxic behavior like our mother that I cannot deal with. And it's been times where she has snapped at me, and I had to tell her, like, look, I already dealt with this for a month. I'm not dealing with this shit with you. I'm not having it. Just not having it. So her and I don't talk. So I've learned how to distance myself from toxic relationships, and it's been a challenge, but I can say that majority of my friends, to go back, are white. Because I got tired of being treated like shit by my own people. I can say I have few black friends, but most of them are online through this, like, do streaming and stuff, but majority of my closest friends are white. And they love me and they see me for who I am more so than anybody else. And it sucks. I don't want it to be that way, but I don't feel like my own community understands me and will never will. And I have to be okay with that.
One thing that I notice, especially with our culture, is because we're constantly been trying to become valid, constantly trying to be like, look, I'm worth something. It's been drilled into, and I've seen it in almost every single person that I've known in that community, is the way that you show that is an outward. I got my J's on. I got my brand new jeans with the, the khakis with the crease. I got, the brand new shirts that I only wear, twice, because if they get a little scuff, I got to get rid of it. I always got my hair done. I got my beard done. I got my braids in. I got whatever the fuck it is. You have to look a certain way. The problem with that is that once you become so focused on your outward appearance and material things to show your self-worth, you are constantly stressing about when they're going to be taken from you. You have this constant stress and this constant beat down where you become bitter and angry, and that comes out of your mouth. That comes out of your personality. There's tons of people that are fucked up to people that, if they didn't have to go through this, they probably never would have been fucked up to those people. They probably never would have been rude to those people, but they're so intent on, I have to be valid, because my grandma and my great-grandma, my great-great-grandma, none of them were valid. My great-grandpa was never valid. I have to show my entire lineage that we are valid people. And the only way I know how to do that is to have a brand new Cadillac with rims, and I get out and I look fresh as shit. And it's really fucked up, because that's not what makes a good person. But in the community, it's been drilled in so heavily that what you look like, what you represent, what represents what clothes you have and what stuff you have, that's what makes you as a person. And the other part of it, of genuinely loving people and being kind to people and uplifting people and giving a shit about the person next to you, gets put on the back burner, because you need to be valid, not just for you, but for the 400 years of your generations before you, it makes it tough. I totally understand why you're I don't have a whole lot of friends in that community. Yeah. And when you're in a fragile place, it's hard to deal with that shit. It's really hard to deal with that when you're trying to deal with severe, holy fuck, who am I? What's going on? Yeah, that stuff right there will just mess you up. It'll just keep fucking with you. And I totally understand what you're saying. I completely understand what you're saying.
For me, it's providing. I have a deep obsession of providing and being able to provide. To be honest, I don't make enough. As a black woman, as a woman who has a degree, I don't make a lot of money at all. And that has the sense of worthiness with income really hits home for me, because majority of the women in my family had to provide. They were single parents. Majority of the women in my family were single moms. And for the men that were in my family, they were mostly drug dealers or some type of providing through illegal means. And I've learned how to be self-sufficient by learning from my uncle, who was the only father figure, even though he sold drugs to my family. It's to keep them off the streets. It's the most fucked up thing is let me do this. If they're gonna do this, let me be the one to take control of it to protect them. But yet don't even know that this affecting the next generation, and don't even understand this is what's happening. That's the shit that happened in my family. And the crack cocaine thing that happened in LA, that affected my family. Alcoholism affected my family. The lack of mental health and just health in general. Majority of my family that I found out had cancer, and they didn't tell us until the last minute, until they mostly was on their deathbed. So taking care of my health is key. Taking care of my mental health is key. And I try to encourage other black people in my family to do the same. And do they listen? No, they don't listen. Only have one cousin that actually is doing the work to help heal herself. But when it comes to people that's a close immediate in my bloodline, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit. They just want to do what the fuck they want, and they feel like they're, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not in their heads, but, and I can speak to their experience, but I've learned how to just be more self-sufficient and like stick with the people that fuck with me. I fuck with them, they fuck with me, and that's basically where it is. And I love hard. I stay loyal to a fault. To the point where it just hurts. And I still don't know why I still have a kind heart. Like, I could be a really bitter bitch. Really conceited, bitter, all the things that people projected out to me, but I can't because I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've seen a lot, and I've seen a lot of people in pain, and I cannot allow myself to have more people around me in pain. Either I step away from them or I help them.
I don't know if you're like my
feel that.
mindset on what you just said is I don't know if you're the same way, but the way I look at it is I've gone through so much. I don't want to see somebody else go through what I went through because it sucked.
Straight up same.
I don't want them to get as hurt as I got hurt.
Yep.
Like
same.
that's why I'm not angry and bitter. It's because I'm like, look, if I stick to that, then I'm gonna say fuck you to all those people, and they're all gonna hurt like I did and like I do. If I can prevent one fucking person from going through the shit that I went through,
same.
Then I succeeded.
Same.
Yep.
Same. Fuck. I mean, man, I hate to phrase it this way, Maki, but you know, it sounds like you still talk to some of that family. You still try to help them at all, or no? Have you cut them all out?
With my older sister, the last conversation I had with her, and this is the first time I'm actually talking about it publicly, because I got her to stream. Like, I got her on streaming. I helped her out. She's like, I'm looking for something stable and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, this is a great opportunity for you. I helped build her community, you know, and just to have her snap at me about the smallest things. She got pissed at me once for having an afro emote, and she was like, oh, you took my idea. It's like, I didn't even know that you even had this. Like, we never had this conversation.
Two people can have similar emotes though.
Yeah, and I told her, like, I'm just
like everyone has a heart emote, everyone has like a raid emote, everyone has like a hype emote. It's not a fucking big deal.
And then like I'm finding out from other streamers that this other streamer was getting into my sister's ear, saying that I'm a horrible sister, I'm a shitty sister, when I supported her to get on stream and also help her build her community. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And like at the time I was doing financial services, so it's like helping her with her finances, and then she tried to send me like this like cryptocurrency stuff that was definitely a scam and has been proven to be a scam. And then she was like, oh, I forgot, you're the the advisor. And she just like had these like really bitter responses to me. I'm like, and like just waking up text messages in the morning like
weird.
This.
That's so toxic.
And I'm just like, okay, all right, I'm gonna take everything that I learned and talk to her about this. It's like, yo, where is this coming from? And a lot of things that I did for her for free, she treated me like I was,
you owed her.
Like, like she was treating me like I was like I was working for her, like she was my boss. And I was just like, I'm doing this as a gift for you. I'm doing these emails as a gift for you, and then now you're cursing me out because I'm not getting to you on time. Like, you know what type of mental health issues that I have. Like, can you please be patient with me? Like,
so icky.
She apologized, but then the last conversation we had, I tried to like support her in some financial stuff, and she was like, you know what, you do you, I do me. And that was the last time we spoke.
How long ago is that?
I think 2-3 months ago.
Let's keep it 2-3 years.
Yeah. I love her.
We were just talking about this last time we were talking, Waba, about sometimes family look, if you're gonna distance yourself from some random person treating you like that,
that's easy.
Distancing yourself from family is the exact same. Like it's
the exact same thing. Exact same thing. It's like
it needs to be 100%.
And it hurt, and like I cried about it. I cried multiple times. I even cried on stream about it without going into detail. This is the first time actually ever going into detail about it, because the shit really hurt. I felt so backstabbed, and this is something that she's done to me multiple times. And I think
Yeah,
that was the
no.
last time.
It's over.
That was that was
You
the
gotta
last
break
time I was
up
gonna
with your
tell it.
family, man.
Yeah, it's not healthy.
It's not.
And a lot of people's like, but it's your blood. Your blood. That's why when you say blood, like, oh, blood is
Who
thicker than
cares?
water. Blah blah blah.
That's
Like,
not
get
the
the
phrase,
fuck out of
though.
here.
It's not
Get
even
the
the
fuck
fucking
outta here.
phrase. Aval, you don't know nothing about me. Be of all. That's not even the fucking phrase. It's the
Thank
phrase
you.
twisted. Like,
Thank you.
get out of my fucking
it's-
business. It's the blood of the covenant is thicker than the blood than the water of the womb, which literally just means the fucking opposite y'all think it means, which is like fucking friendships, made friendships, literally family of choice. Hi, Waba fam is fucking stronger than your actual like blood family bonds. They're always gonna be stronger because those are the people that actually give a shit in your life and are actually supporting you. And
100%.
And I really find it's very few and far between. I find people who have genuinely supportive family members in their life. Like usually if they do, it's like a cousin or something. It's not their parents necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 times out of 10, every single person I've met, it's just like, yeah, I have a great relationship with my parents, but we also live far away from each other, and that helps it because they're not around that environment 24/7 anymore.
Where does that quote come from? Doesn't that come from the Bible?
Yeah, that is a Bible quote. It's I think it's quote 28.
Because Delta's asking. Delta's for my stream. Capsule.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey, Capsule.
I don't know what quote number it is, but
So
yeah,
I'm pretty fortunate.
that quote is from the Bible.
Here,
Here, I'll look it up real quick. Oh, that was almost bad. It's fine. It was the BDSM product from before, but it was not tossed, so it's fine.
BDSM, you say?
Yeah. Ori wanted me to talk about a fucking dog mask and wanted me to become their puppy, and I said, well, let's negotiate the terms.
Ooh.
And they didn't follow up, so I'm feeling bad about it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Not actually.
BDSM. Oh yeah, I'm a big BDSM advocate.
Yeah, I'm a big BDSM advocate as well. I love it. We're super sex positive around here.
Fuck yeah.
Sex worker positive, absolutely, always.
Don't let anybody yuck your yum, ever.
Don't let
ever.
What?
That was beautiful.
Don't let anybody yuck your yum. It's a statement. Yeah, it's a statement in the BDSM community. Don't let anybody yuck your yum, ever. If it's not for you, respect it.
Don't kink shame, basically.
Don't kink shame.
Well, I mean, it's like this. Like, I'm asexual, so like literally, I could go 20 years without sex and not care. But in my stream today, people were talking about handcuffs and plugs with tails and all this shit, and I'm like, hey, do your thing. Like, yeah, I might not be into it, but y'all into it. I ain't gonna shame shit. Like, if that's what you want to do,
it's
have
great
fun.
To me.
If you're smiling, fucking enjoy it. Go for it.
Yeah. It's certain things that I won't partake, but shit, if it makes you happy, go for it. And it's safe, and it doesn't hurt anybody, and it doesn't hurt you. Do what the fuck you want. Because I've actually had friends that are into like edge play, blood play, burn play, like a lot of shit. So it's like I have friends like that. So it's just like that's their thing, and I encourage them, and I ask questions to have a better understanding instead of just judging it. Always, you get a chance to learn. Life is too full of so much knowledge to not learn something new.
Damn straight. I love that.
So yeah, so I've been through a lot. Like this is the first time I actually have opened up about it online because I don't like sharing this, but I felt like it's very important to share this because family is not easy to deal with. And like for anybody that has a really amazing family, you better cherish that shit like fucking gold.
Yeah.
Like seriously, you don't know what the fuck you have.
I'm envious for sure, but like family has never been a big thing.
I'm so envious. Like I was in a grief group before when my mom passed away, and I had to step away from it because it just pissed me the fuck off to hear so many women have really good relationships with their moms and how they miss them. I was like, man, fuck y'all. Like my mom was horrible.
Right.
And people like, oh, your mom loved you in her own way. It's like, yo, that's not the love that I wanted. not
No.
and not the
Ew,
love that I
don't-
needed.
Wait,
All right,
I
think
love you in your own way.
top
Hold on.
top
No,
10
hold
things
on,
never
hold
to
the
say
fuck
to a
up.
fucking abuse survivor. What
Oh
the
my
shit?
God.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I've
Yeah.
always got that, and he was like, "But that's your mom.
Who the
That's
fuck
your
cares?
No, who gives a
mom."
Who the
fuck? It
fuck
doesn't matter
cares?
if it's
Oh.
my mom. She still fucking abused me. She still fucking emotionally tormented, psychologically abused me. She can go fucking
Thank you.
die in a fire and burn in hell.
Thank you.
Wait, time out. I'm gonna interject something in here. That's not your mom. That's an egg donor. A mom cares for and takes care of their children.
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck yes. Oh shit. I think I just blew out my mic.
Hey, Bobby, you remember when I said that, Starr will be really quiet, she'll be really quiet, then all of a sudden she just spits facts for a second, and you're like, the fuck?
Yeah.
I told you.
Love it.
I
Hold
told
on.
you.
I told you I was listening.
Stream
Okay,
wrecker
cool.
alley.
I almost blew out my mic. I got too excited. My
You
fucking mic went.
You got too excited.
I may not say much, but I am always listening. Even if I'm not looking at you, I'm listening.
I'm always
yeah.
watching Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, pretty much.
Feels like somebody's watching me.
Always watching Wazowski. Always watch.
Yes!
What?
I freaking love it.
Yes.
So, and I don't know.
Listen,
Like I try
I do
to
the
share
voices.
this stuff. If I try to share this stuff, a lot of times, like it, I don't know. I've had people. I don't know. Like a lot of people don't like me sad. If I'm sad, it makes them sad. So it's like I felt a
That's
lot
too
of
bad.
times if I'm sad that I don't have a space to be sad without making other people miserable. If I'm too happy, then I still make other people miserable. This is a shit that I've learned throughout my life of like if I'm too happy, if I'm too sad, I'm too much. The whole too much thing.
Oh man,
So-
be too much.
Core
Live your life
beliefs.
too much. Do it.
There-
Like live your
there's-
life too much.
There is
Do it.
not a damn thing called too much when it comes to being happy or sad. If they have a problem with the way that you are acting, they can get the fuck out and come back on a different day. They do not need to be around you, and you do not have to change your attitude or your emotions for other people.
They don't get the privilege to be around you.
Nope.
It's a
And I've
privilege
learned that.
to be around
Yep.
you. It, like legit, it is a privilege. And so if they can't handle your happy, look, I tell everybody that comes to my stream, I'm extra as fuck. But I ain't gonna change that shit for nobody. I'm gonna be extra as fuck. And the funny thing is, I'll be extra as fuck by myself. I don't need to be on stream or around people.
Same.
I'll sit
Right?
by myself and I'll just say dumbass shit because
Oh,
it makes me
God.
laugh. But that's who I am.
I should
Right? So,
record
like-
myself driving around because I just like
Yes.
fucking make noises and make stupid sounds and voices.
Oh my
I'm always
God,
doing
yes.
stupid voices, and
Do
then
it.
when I get to perform, I'm just like, I forgot how I fucking do this voice.
But I'm
Yeah,
saying, Maggie,
right?
like it's too sad. You know what? All that is they have this idea of how you should be,
Mm-hmm.
but then it's not there. It's not. They don't get to play God and tell you how you should be. You
Fact.
get to be as fucking happy or sad as you want to be. Like they have zero say, and if they don't like it, just like Starr said, they can go away and come
Right.
back another day. Like
or just
it's
kick rocks
This
in
is-
general.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Think about the
Straight
concept
up,
of
yeah.
holding space as well. Like I really try to
Mhm.
hold a lot of good space here. You know, but I don't try to let people like sway me too much, like emotionally. You know, just kind of like I'm at where I'm at, and I empathize a lot with sometimes with people. But you know, if we're having a time, we're having a time, and that's where we're at. And I'll just try to take people where they need to be at. You know. So if you gotta cry, you cry. If you gotta be happy, you be happy. If you gotta do whatever the fuck you gotta do, you do it. You do it. It's your space. Hold your own space. You know.
Fuck
Don't let
yeah.
no one else determine that for you.
See, the thing is that the way that I am with being happy, like I've heard from people like, oh, are you trying? You're trying to be happy all the time. And here's when I said like I know the dark. Trust me, I know the fucking dark. But the reason why I choose to be happy is that I like the feeling. That's who I am. That's what I like. You can ask Starr. There's times where I'm in a fucked up mood. There's times where I'm pissed off, or I'm sad, or I don't want to get the fuck out of bed. It happens. But I made the choice after splitting up from my ex that decided that I should be unhappy every day.
Starr
Once
froze.
I was free from that. Oh, she did. Hey, sweetie, you froze. That I was going to make the choice to be happy because I liked being happy. Now, it doesn't mean I have to be happy all the time. It doesn't mean I fucked up when I'm sad. It's just the reason why I'm happy a lot is because I want to be. Like, I've been upset, I've been sad, I've been angry too much in my life. That I'm like, I've had my fill of negative emotions.
Mm-hmm.
They still come and go, but like quite literally, I wake up every morning. When I wake up, I stop before I get out of bed. I look up and I go, I'm gonna have a good fucking day. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, and I do that because it's a motivation to me to do the best that I can and be the best me that I can be. Nobody else needs to know what that is. Nobody else. I don't do it for anybody's satisfaction. I don't do it for shit. I do it because I like looking in the mirror and going, dude, I fucking love you, and then moving on. You know what I mean? Like, that's. I know some people. I've had people come to me and go, well, that's toxic positivity to be happy all the time, and I'm like, that's a fucked up saying. I know what toxic positivity is, and I know that
I don't think they're listening to you if they think you're being toxic positivity to yourself, man.
And that's what I'm saying is, like, I know what toxic positivity is, and I know that that's just as toxic as everything else. I don't get near that. I just go, you know what? I can either dwell on the fact that I'm broken and this close to a wheelchair, or I can go, I'm not in the wheelchair yet. You know what I mean? Like that.
It's your mindset. It's your focus. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on all the negative shit going on in your life, or you're focusing on what you are good at? You're focusing on your skills. You're focusing on the fucking, this is positive psychology in a nutshell. Is literally the way you focus your energy is going to direct where you go in life, where you're going in your headspace, and where you're going throughout your day. If I wake up every morning, I don't want to fucking get out of bed. If I just always focus on like how cold and awful it is outside and in bed and whatnot, I'm never gonna get out of bed. I'm never gonna fucking get through my day. But I focus on what I do have. Yeah, right.
Your body will do what you tell it to do. If you're like, you know what, you're gonna break tomorrow. You're gonna be fucked up, and you're gonna be unhappy as shit. I bet you're gonna be unhappy as shit tomorrow because you told yourself you're gonna be unhappy as shit. It may happen, something may happen. You may get unhappy, but if you're telling yourself, I can't do this, I'm gonna fail, I'm no good at this, you're telling yourself what you're going to do. Yep. There is a very high percentage chance, if you're like, oh, I can't draw that you're not gonna be able to draw that. You may have been able to learn how. Right. If you constantly say, I can't, I bet you won't.
Because you won't. You already decided that you can't. You already decided you can't. Same with therapy. Same with anything you do in life. If you say, if you go into therapy and you say, this ain't gonna work, this is not for me, guess what? It's not gonna work. I'm sorry, but therapy and literally everything else in life, it's something you gotta buy in. You gotta believe it. Even if you don't believe it, you gotta believe it. Chad brought up the great phrase, people often say like the fake it till you make it. I don't like that. I prefer saying fake it till you become it. If you say to yourself every single day, and this is what I've challenged the Waba fam to do before, and I'm going to challenge everyone in here because there's a lot of new folks in here today. I'm going to challenge each and every single one of you. I want you for the next week until next Monday, I want you every single day that you wake up, I want you to try to say one thing positive about yourself that you like about yourself, genuinely. Yes. It can be the same thing all 7 days, but say something good about yourself. Think good thoughts about yourself. And every time you have a bad thought about yourself, you don't necessarily have to stop the bad thought, but I want you to make a note of it. I want you to notice it. Notice how often your brain wants to go back to the negative.
Dude. Yes.
Something that I've learned, like, I guess this works for me. I can't speak for anybody else, but I hate the phrase "fake it till you make it" or "fake it till you become it," because for me, I have faked my whole life. For me, I have faked my whole life. So for me, that feels like that's not validating the way that I feel. I get to feel my feelings. My feelings are validated. Granted, they may not be right or correct, but my feelings are validated. And when I hear when someone says like, your feelings are validated, that makes me feel seen. And then I can come to a state of, I love who I am. I love this process. What is the lesson that I get to learn through this process? What the lesson I get to go through this pain? What is the positive outlook of this situation? And sometimes when it comes down to, like, I spent years and it was really hard, but I can finally look in the mirror and say, I love you, and say, I love you to myself. And I've spent days saying, I love you in the mirror, crying pissed off, looking like a fucking demon to myself, and learning how to basically say I love you to myself.
Yeah.
I like you.
I mean,
Like
Yeah,
it
it's
Yeah.
fucking
works for.
Sorry, I got second week in a row. I got the fucking goosebumps. That's fucking beautiful. I'm sorry, like I love hearing that.
I love
You
it.
have no idea how fucking happy that makes me. Like to me, that it shows a mental like breakthrough of a point that you actually are getting to know you, and a
Mhm.
lot of people don't fucking know who they are. Like you're
Mhm.
actually getting to know you. To me, that is one of the most beautiful
That's
things
huge.
ever.
That's very
I love
fucking
that.
powerful. And
Yeah, I'm so happy for
I
you.
love it for you.
Oh, so happy for you.
I guess I just hope that you don't take me wrong when I try to propel the phrase fake it until you become it, because
For me, I just don't understand it because
absolutely.
like
Can
it
I
doesn't
try to
land for me.
can I try to explain it
Yeah.
a little bit
Yeah,
of
yeah,
where I'm
yeah.
coming from?
So
So
I'm gonna check on Starr.
so
Okay.
where I'm coming from, I'm not trying to like be defensive about it. I'm just like, let me just explain my thought process. And I'm going to also address our WM's comment as well, because it's so true. It's really hard. It's easier said than done, right? A lot of things are easier said than done. Absolutely. Same with, you got to take your feelings where you're at. Always, always. You need to take yourself where you're at. I get it. And it's really hard to find something good to say about yourself. It can be really hard. Trust me. I've been through depression. I've been through anxiety. I didn't see anything good about myself. I was cringy as fuck. I hated my past self. Really, I did, truly. But if there was something I was good at, I tried to make an effort to say, okay, you know what? Yeah, I did do a good job with it. I am good at this thing. Even if the thing is like not exactly the best thing in the world to be good at, quote unquote, I'm still good at a thing. And I tried to give myself a little bit of appreciation there, because it was like a small win of the day, right? So when I say fake it till you become it, I mean, if I have to, I mean, I guess I'm kind of relating it a lot to masking when it comes to autism, but I think a lot of us do masking of sorts to get through a situation, to get through a day, to get through a work meeting kind of thing, right? If I can not necessarily plaster a smile on my face, but if I can try to say to myself, you know what, I can do something, I can be this thing that I want to be. I can explore my identity. I can, study this topic and be competent in it and know the subject and whatever it is you're trying to become, I can do it today.
Giving yourself permission.
Give yourself permission. Do it a little bit today, and then a little bit more tomorrow, and then a little bit more, and then eventually over time, it's like building a skill. It's like in D&D, you have 263 days to build a skill, right? 90 days to nail down a habit kind of thing, right? So little by little, you become it. But you fake it a bit because you still think to yourself like, oh God, I'm doing this, but like I'm no good at it, and I'm not an expert, and this and that. It's like, of course you're not an expert, because you're not an expert. No one's a fucking expert on anything. Even the people that say that they're experts on shit, they aren't. They still need to practice this. Listen, it's called practicing medicine. Even fucking doctors, poor example, but it's called practicing medicine. You're not an expert on it always, all the time. Heck,
But we're always
yo.
evolving.
Fellow autistic, how's it going, folk? Tater
Like
talk.
evolving.
So
in our
I
knowledge
want to
and everything
reply
else.
to RWM Studios because they asked. I thought about trying meditation and crystals and stuff like that, but I don't know, does it work? So when it comes to meditation and crystals, people are going to say what they want to say about crystals. I like crystals because they're pretty, and for a long time I felt like they did benefit me for the time being. If you connect with rocks, crystals, because I have crystals like behind me, they make me happy. Either people see it as a placebo effect or they feel like it's real. It's whatever energy you put into it. Meditation helps everybody. It's mindfulness. Breathing helps. And you have to understand, like, sitting down and sitting still may not be a good meditation for you. Maybe walking or dancing or singing or drawing or playing video games is your type of meditation.
Right.
Figure out what works for you. There's tons of different forms of meditation. Look what works for you. For me, what helped me was astrology. Astrology saved my life because it was my cheat way of finding psychology, to learn more about myself, to learn more about other people and how to communicate with other people. after I did astrology, I got into tarot cards, and I still do tarot cards and oracle cards. I got into crystals, and then it sort of just led me into actually finding some professional help. But I did meditation, I did Reiki meditation, I did Kundalini meditations and exercises. I still do yoga. Meditation just helps your body. If you got a lot of shit going on here,
agree.
sometimes it's maybe your body is going through so much stuff that it needs to calm down so your brain can calm down.
Absolutely.
So finding things that are more zen, more yin yoga helps a lot. If you look up Downward Dog, if you want to get into yoga, guys, Downward Dog is an amazing app. It's downwarddog.com, and it's a subscription based, but they have so many different levels, and I usually stream it time to time, but it's one of my favorite apps, and they're fucking amazing. So take a look at it.
I love
Can I
that.
post a link?
Yeah, of course. But yeah, no, I love I love getting the different perspectives, honestly. I love your perspective on it, Maki. I really do. I love it a lot because I think it really also it speaks not only to, like, you know, finding yourself, finding your own identity, finding your own mental health identity, but it also speaks to the fact of, like, taking yourself where you're at. You know, sometimes you're not at that point where you can say nice things about yourself. Maybe your mind is going 7 different directions because of ADHD or depression or anxiety or anything else, you know? You gotta find, basically, you know, words are hard.
Words are hard.
Learn to take yourself where you're at. You know, I think Polly was saying something. I'm going to adapt what they were saying as well. Is like, you know, you think of, like, what project into your mind. What is your ideal self, or even what is your self plus one? What is a somewhat better version of who you are today look like? And then what are the steps that you can take to get yourself there? Not everyone can do that, but if you can, it can be really huge to starting to develop who you want to be and where you want to go in life. And that goes for a lot of different things, but yeah, just mental health wise. It it never also hurts to, like, reach out for help either. Like, we have a lot of amazing resources here on the channel, but as well, you know, we have all these other mental health creators as well. It's awesome. Yes, Poch.
Yay. I've been holding on to it, and I wanted to touch on because I heard both of you guys' take on the fake it till you make it thing. And I heard what Maki said, and I heard what you said, and most of what you said. And it's really interesting hearing different people's, the way that they process the same sentence, the exact same words. No words were changed, and it was 2 different ways that somebody saw it. And the funny thing is that with that sentence, I don't hate on it, you know, because there's a lot of people that literally do fake it until they make it. I
was saying I don't like that phrase, and I prefer fake it till you become it.
Fake it till you become it. Well, okay, I guess what I'm touching up for me is the fake it part. Because make it, become it, achieve it, you know, that one, it's to me, it's more of, you know, you pick the word that you like the best, which is great, which is fantastic. I mean, that's, you say certain words that will really encourage you, and I love that. The fake it part, all that I think of whenever I hear the fake it till is, you know, going back to the communities that I grew up in when I knew my buddy would go home to an apartment that was 2 bedrooms with 8 people living in it, and they had almost
faking
no
their
food.
smile.
And he would, well, not just that, they would fake what they looked like to look successful, with the hopes that because they looked a certain way, someone would give them a chance to actually become successful. Now,
so they dressed a certain way and they carried themselves a different way.
Right. And sometimes that may work, and it would get them out of those places, because then somebody would want to give them a job, whereas if they didn't look the part, they wouldn't want to hire them. And I get that. To me, it's heartbreaking that if somebody had to buy clothes that were torn up from the thrift store, but they were smart enough to get a job as a data entry person, but they wouldn't fucking get hired unless they were wearing something from Nordstrom's. Like, that to me, it always made me angry. Like, I get why they had to do it. I get that people go off perception of what you look and how you talk and how you act. Just like when we were talking last time, when I said in certain communities, I would speak proper English, you know, because there was that. And I realized that I was doing the fake it to fit in. You know, it wasn't as much to make it, but it was fake it to fit in. And I think when it comes down to that phrase, no matter what the second part is, the first part to me is shit, because I think everybody should be allowed to be who the fuck they are in the situation that they are, and not hated for anything having to do with. If you're a 16-year-old kid and you live in the hood, or you live in a 38-bedroom mansion, you didn't do either of them. So it's not your fault. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't have to fake anything. You should just be able to be who you are and loved for the person that you are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think that's why with that phrase, like, I've always had, like, I don't want to fake who I am to make something or to achieve something or to get somewhere. Like, I just want to be me, and then you can decide if you like the person that I am. You know, like, that's, everybody has their own opinion. Not everybody likes a obnoxious fucking dude on Twitch that does graffiti. That's fine. Some people do. That's also fine. But, like, you shouldn't have to fake being who you are, or
no, absolutely not.
And that to me, I think is, you know, and especially going back with what I know sometimes that's
sometimes you have to, because you have to mask yourself in order to get through something.
Right.
It fucking
and I
sucks.
get that.
And there's so few situations, it seems, especially in people's lives, especially if you're in school, especially if you're a kid, especially if you're living at home. There's so few situations where you're not faking it, where you're not putting on a mask, where you're allowed to be like your real authentic self, which is why I think not only spaces like this are important so people can be their real authentic self, but that's why I think, you know, becoming it, you know. It's like, it's like you want change, but you're stuck in a place. So what do you have control over? The answer is not much, but what you do have control over, you have control over, and you need to realize that control and understand where it's coming from. I want to backpedal a bit, and I feel bad that I'm backpedaling, but I want to change my words because I'm learning today, and I like to learn, and I like to grow. That, you know, that phrase can be very hurtful, and I don't want to be hurtful ever. I don't never want to be harmful here. Princess PJ's also pointed out that faking it to them means not feeling your emotions, which is not helpful for someone with CPTSD, which is something I also have and have gone through. And I never would want to convey the message that feelings are unimportant, because absolutely feelings are critically important. You need to feel your feels. You need to process them out. I mean, feelings connect us, and feelings make us feel human, and art make us human in general. I like Polly's not misinterpretation. I like Polly's other interpretation of it, which is who you're faking it to. Do you fake it to society, or you're faking it to yourself? Because sometimes they're saying in depression, you know, you fake it to yourself and say, you know what? Yeah, there is something to live for, even though you might not fucking believe that at all, not for a minute. But you keep telling yourself that just to get yourself to the next day. So sometimes there's a use, yes. Yeah.
Also with depression, there's the putting on a mask, so not everybody knows that you're just dying on the inside, and you don't want everybody to see it. So there's that kind of faking as well, where you're faking your emotions outwardly to make people think that you're better than you are.
Right. Absolutely.
It's crazy, because in my mind, I go, why would we have to fake to anything? Why can't we all just be who we are? Then I realize that I have to step into reality and look at society.
Right.
And go, this is why we have to fake it, because it's bullshit out here. But
not to be dramatic, but we live in a fucking society.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you know,
in my head here, I'm like, no faking it. We don't have to fake
Isn't
it.
it so? My God, it's just so fucked up. We live in a society where everyone else is faking their personalities. Trust me, no one actually knows what the fuck they're doing. They've just been pretending to know what the fuck they're doing for so long that they've assumed a title and they've assumed a role. Fucking no one, not even neurotypicals, know what the fuck they're doing, alright? We're all fucking faking it. We're all putting on masks for each other because that's what we quote-unquote expect out of us. I really appreciate, you know, when I hear these conversations and when I see these open mental health conversations, because ultimately at the end of the day, we can't be our fucking real authentic selves all the time. We can't, because it's quote unquote unprofessional, or it's, you know, not socially acceptable. And sometimes, yeah, some shit is, but at the same time, it's like, bruh. we're all just trying to fucking breathe some air here and live our lives.
You know,
Is there ever a place to be real?
Saying, right. Maggie, when you're saying like you're just, you know, like a late bloomer, you're still growing and still learning. I just the other day, you know, like I don't have a problem showing people when I'm happy. I usually don't advertise when I'm stressed or upset, but I'm talking like within the past week, maybe 2 weeks, I have a vent section in my Discord, and I just spilled my guts, which I don't really do to anybody because that's a part of me that I'm still learning to be able to show somebody and be okay. You know, that's something I'm still hiding from people, and to me it was a huge step. I almost deleted the whole thing. Like I almost put it in and like I was ready to just like delete it right away. But for me it was very big mentally to be able to not be okay in front of somebody else. To not be okay, like, because most people are like, well, you have to be okay. And this is the whole, you know, faking who you are is that you know, oh, I'm always okay or I go away. Well, how about I'm not okay in front of you? You know what I mean? I'm not attacking you, I'm not hurting you, but
Right.
I'm not okay today. You know, and I've actually
Right.
had a few streams since then where I'm like, I'm just not in a good mood. You know, we're just going to hang out and chill out.
Same.
You know, it's not that I was angry, it's just that I was sad or I was kind of stressed. And
Yeah.
being able to be that bit of freedom is totally new. I'm 44 years old and I'm just hitting a point where I can little by little start doing that. And that shows me how deeply ingrained it is in our society that says you can't not be okay.
Right.
Like you're not allowed to have bad days. Like it's fucking nuts that is this is one thing you have to hide sort of across the board, which is
it's
so dirty.
It's funny in a really not funny, ironic way. I used to tell myself that, you know, I try to be my real authentic self. At the same time, I told myself I wouldn't try to cry on stream. I don't want to be like perceived as like the sympathy streamer or whatever the fuck. But
I've cried multiple times on my damn stream.
Yeah, but there no. I'm not saying you're a sympathy streamer. That's not what I'm saying at all. But like, I was judging myself, you know. But then there was a stream where I literally started streaming. I'm like, hey everyone, like I was pretty low energy, and then I just fucking cried because I just didn't know what to do with myself. I was so demotivated. I was so feeling the imposter syndrome and stuff, and I just let loose. I bawled, and I didn't feel bad about it either, which is weird because like usually I judge myself, you know.
So your stream
That's awesome.
Your stream didn't disappear. People
Right.
still came back. You know what I mean? Like people, what we don't understand, and I can say this with confidence,
Right.
we don't understand how much people actually give a shit about it. And so we'll go, I can't do it. And then we do, we're like, fuck, I just lost everybody. And then they come back. You know, like, I'm not saying everybody in the world is this way, but I can probably guess a lot. They don't want to because they're like, I'm going to lose you. I even put in that end of that event, I already lost a bunch of people I know. Like, I already called that I did. They're all still fucking there.
But it wasn't true.
They still come back. They come back to your. I come back to your stream. I don't care if you cry or not. Like, I don't mean that sounded bad. I don't want you to cry out of sadness because I don't want you to be sad. But if you need to cry, you fucking cry, and I'm not going anywhere. And I know a lot of other people would come to your stream and do the same thing. Same with you, Becky.
Yeah.
If I popped into your stream and you was crying, I'd be like, all right, get it out. I ain't going nowhere. You know, but I think we're so afraid that we're going to lose what we've grown and we put our heart and blood into.
Yeah.
If we show this what we're not supposed to show. But the fact is, like, you still have people. I still have people. Max still has people. You know what I mean? Like, people give a shit about, just like you give a shit about people. You know, like it's something we have to get in here that has been beaten down into us through society that
literally.
You can't.
You know, I'm glad I opened myself up vulnerably to my community more and more often because, I think what Chad was saying is, what Mango's saying is right. Being authentic opens you up to authentic connection, and I always want to be real with people. I want to be 100%. I just want to be where I'm at, and you know, either people deal with that or they leave. You know, and I have to, and I'm just okay with that. It is what it is. You know. I'm either going to have my fun or I'm going to cry or whatever I need to be. You know, I told you, were you were there for that stream, weren't you? I was there on
Yeah,
Sunday.
but you were playing that game.
I played Shady Part of Me, and I literally just stopped and cried for 5 minutes because one of like the judgmental heads of the game said, what was it?
There was one word.
Incapable.
Yeah.
Incapable, which I felt a lot during my childhood. That that the people thought I wasn't capable of anything, because undiagnosed autistic. And if he would just apply himself, fuck off. Anyway, I can't. Princess, I would never be that streamer who is inauthentic and always happy all the time. That's fucking ridiculous. I'm a real person. I can't be anyone else.
Happen.
I can't be anyone else but myself. We do have to take an ad break though, for a minute and a half. I delayed it at least once or twice now here.
I heard the alarm.
Yeah. So we'll take a minute and a half to collect our thoughts, get some water, go grab a snack. I'll see you in a minute and a half, folks. We'll try not to say anything too groundbreaking in the meantime. Subs might not get ads. I don't know. It's inconsistent, but I'm gonna click the button.
Make groundbreaking like a jackhammer. Sorry,
meaning of life.
I got real bad dad jokes. Sorry. I'm stoked to know people like you guys. Like Starr MakeArtWMaki, Waba. Like I'm stoked to know people like you guys. Like I'll say this. Starr has really gotten me to be, because I'm we talked
Set an
about
alarm for 1 hour.
EQ that like me, I don't have a lot of emotion. I just don't feel it. But I've gotten used to being around somebody that does, and it's really helped open my eyes up to how I respond to other people. And like the two of you, Mackie, you all, but you guys are fucking amazing people. Seriously, like I'm stoked, like
straight
super
up
honored, like be able to converse with you guys because you're really
Zio_Armor just joined the Waba Army. Thank you.
Throw it in there in the middle without derailing the conversation for stream, but like it's everybody's got their things, their ups, their downs, the way they feel about themselves. I just want to let you guys know, from in my opinion, doesn't rule or decide how you see yourself. I just want to let you know that I hold you both, all three of you, in very high regard. Like I'm super stoked. It's encouraging to me, seeing other people way different than me, with either on the emotional scale or what they've been through in life or where they are, and seeing how they've navigated shit. Like that's super encouraging for me.
Big agree. That's why I love showcasing these stories, because we get to see that journey. We get to see where people are at, how they got through it. Mm-hmm. And I hopefully can give other people hope. It can give people hope. It can give people ideas. It can give people a sense of, they never have to be alone. And that's the big thing. I have so many fucking slogans for this goddamn community, I swear. But that's one of the ones that I've always said. It's just like, you're never alone here in the Waba fam. Straight up. Yep. Also,
I put some books in the chat.
I saw.
So if you guys want to look at those books, there's tons more books. My partner's playing a game right now. If I can find a book that we're listening to that deals with attachment, different type of attachment, what's it called? Attachment styles. That's really a good. Look up attachment styles, and also attachment styles for poly people.
Right.
It's also helpful for people in monogamous relationships. There's so many different books that are very helpful that you can read and use. But I do highly recommend, for some of the complex PTSD books, highly recommend taking those in doses, because a lot of the stuff that they talk about may be triggering, and it may what? Oh, Crawler's in here. Oh, thank you, Daddy.
Crawler just said it's polysecure.
Yeah, it's polysecure. He already posted in there. That's my partner.
Oh, that's your partner?
Yeah. Aw, thank you. Everyone says hi. He's playing a zombie game.
I just want to point out that you said thank you, Daddy, on main.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
He's my daddy. Like he's my daddy.
Is my daddy. I'm daddy all the time.
Poch the asexual daddy.
Right.
Yep.
To be fair, Frankie's the asexual. I can't disclose that, actually.
Fair enough.
See you,
What?
Alma. By the way, thank you so much for the Prime. You only get one of those a month, and you used it on me. Thank you so much for the Prime. Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah,
Subs.
yeah. He's playing Back for Blood. Yeah, he's playing Back for Blood.
Yo,
Oh, I see
hell yeah.
someone playing that. Like
Yeah.
that's hardcore zombie game, isn't it?
Oh, he's definitely into zombie games. I don't understand it.
Also, one of the
I'm
books
terrified.
thinks it's literally called Attached. Like the attachment book is just called
Yes.
Attached.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
another good one. What shrimp?
Can I ask a
What?
question that someone from my chat asked way up above, but I did want to get to it?
Sure.
And I think this is a really good question because I don't fucking know a good answer to it, honestly.
Oh shoot.
Shoot.
How do you go about, getting over that hump of being able to ask for help? Because I can be up here on my pedestal and preach all day every day, that getting help should be normalized and you should get help, and I'll push people to get help and stuff like that. But how what are tips? What are tips to seek help? Any tips for asking for help? It's a big struggle of mine. Yeah.
I'm replying back to a message in the chat.
Yes,
Go
Poch?
ahead.
I just for me, the first thing that I had to get past was worrying about what they thought of me when I asked for help. Like I had to go, okay. If I need help, I'm just gonna ask for it. If this person's an asshole, I have to move on. Like it was a weird mindset that I had to get into, to where I had to go. Like I struggle with rejection, so I had to get to a place where even if it was for like half a day, I had to tell myself, don't give a fuck about rejection and just ask whoever you need to. It was like running through a lion pen. You just gotta fucking go for it. Like you're like, I'm gonna fucking die, but you just give yourself like an hour. And I know it might sound funny, but give yourself an allotted time that you go, I'm going to be fearless and not take rejection like in a painful way. And the funny thing that I got from that, not funny isn't the right word, but the interesting thing to me that I got from that is that when I decided to go, fuck it, I'm going to run through the lion's cage and just ask somebody, is the response was overwhelmingly good. Like I was so scared. It was like once I got in there, I realized that I was in a room full of kittens, not tigers trying to kill me. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Hey,
like,
don't discount.
Like,
don't discount the kittens, dude. Don't discount those kittens. Look at my friggin' arms. You want to discount kittens? Come on.
But I'm just saying, like, for me,
hey, those arms might be tossed.
It might not work for anybody else, but it was the giving myself an allotted time limit so that I knew it. Like I could hide if I needed to. And I'm not saying that that's the most healthy thing, but for me, it helped me be braver than I thought I was going to be and actually reach out and go, hey, I'm struggling. Can I talk to you? And also, not just randomly grabbing some random Call of Duty streamer and doing it, but like, like knowing who you're going to go to, having an idea of who you're going to go to. But I seriously gave myself an hour to go, okay, I'm going to talk to this person and I'm going to be vulnerable just for that hour. And then I'm going to stop and then I'll see what happens. It's like a baby step to see if I could fucking do it or if they were going to treat me like shit. Then I could back out and be like, no, I'm good. But it was giving myself that window of convincing myself to have no fear for just that moment. For me, and again, that might not be good advice for anybody else, but for me, that's what I had to do to even be able to reach out for help. When pretty much the way that I was raised is that you don't fucking ask for help. You just don't do it. You either do it, or if you're not going to be able to, don't do it and move on to something else. Like if you have trouble or if you need help, obviously you're not good enough, don't do it. So actually asking somebody for help to me was monumental. And I had to go like I was running into a lion cage, to be able to ask somebody, hey, I need help. Can you help me? Like it was really, really tough. So I don't know if that helps anybody else, but giving yourself an allotted 15 minutes, half an hour of pure no fear, if that works for you, then that's how I was able to actually reach out the first few times to ask anybody for help.
I have my hand raised after Starr, but Starr, go.
I'm gonna give you guys a happy break for a second. I have one right here. I've got
Oh my
2
god.
and 3. I have
Oh my
all
god.
3 of them in my lap, dude.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
The whole
That is the
family.
shit.
Kitten overload.
There's
Oh my
Mr.
god, I
Bean
love it.
Toes and Fidget and Leo.
I had to go feed Shrimp. She was like crying, and Crawler's playing a game with his friend, so he couldn't get up at all. So I was just like, crap, I had to
Aw.
go get it.
And my cat's hardcore
Go ahead,
shrimping.
Waba. I'll go after you.
I was going to say, man, just to.
Sorry.
Oh, shut up. Oh,
I was
I was
gonna say
pressing
shut
snooze, not stop. Just to follow up with what Poch said, you know, giving yourself that chance to be vulnerable. That really spoke to me, because some really probably shit advice that I've given people in the past before, although I still give it, is think of the worst possible outcome of some decision you're about to make, and be 110% okay with it, and just accept it.
That works for me though. Like, to me, that's beautiful.
It can work for some people. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. It's really not. But if it can work for you, if you can just be like, you know what? The worst possible thing that could happen out of this is X, and I'm okay with that. I can settle. I can live with that. And if you can live with that, then fucking go forth and do it. Just try it. Because who knows? Maybe the complete opposite of the worst possible thing could happen, you know? And if you want to think of it that term, you know, think of it that way. Think of the worst possible thing, but also think of the best possible outcome. And that way there's no surprises. So if the worst possible thing happens, it's like, all right, I already prepared for this. Fine, I can deal with it mentally. And if the best possible thing happens, then it's like, whoa, I really didn't expect this, but shit, here we are.
You can ask Star. My favorite saying is, "But did you die?" Like,
But did you die,
honestly
though?
Think of the worst possible thing. Like,
That's what
am I gonna
Frankie
die
says
if I
all
do
the
this?
time.
No, I'm not going to die. Okay, but did I die?
But did you
No,
die, though?
I'm fine.
Did you die, though?
dead.
Nah, you little bitch, you didn't fucking die.
I guess for me, like, I have a
Wow, that's a
completely
new
different
one.
perspective.
Guys, that's a new
Bipolar.
one.
Wow, that is a new
That's a
one.
new one.
Wow, that's just blatant. It's like buy
That's a
followers.
new
prime
one. All right,
Damn, that's
Oh, I got a
pretty
new one
blatant.
too, like that. Yes.
that's a really new one. Wow.
Wow, thanks, bot.
Okay. I'm gonna add another term in my chat that needs to get.
Let's be famous.
The bots are
Well,
growing balls.
it's funny because I actually added the famous quote. I added like the whatever buyfollowers.com thing, and I haven't seen a bot since for like months. That's the first one. Oh my god.
What
Wow.
was you gonna say?
All right, well, I'll just add that term.
So what I was gonna say is, I guess my perspective is a bit different because it took me forever to ask for help, and when every time I did, I got slapped in the face all the time. So when it came to receiving help from my family, like the first time I actually asked my family to help me out was to help me get a phone, because I was going to college and I basically was waiting for my stipend to come in, and asked my aunt, can she help me get a phone? And I wanted to get a specific phone to stay with my plan, and I was forced to change plans because she bought me a different phone. And when she dropped off the phone, she was like, get a fucking job, and left. And I'm just like, now I don't want this phone, but I need it. But this phone has so many like bad memories to it. Then when it came to getting help from my mother, when I was living with my mom after coming back from college, basically trying to get help from my aunt. One of my aunts was my aunt is a cop, and trying to get her. I was on the phone talking to her while I was on the bus. I was in the back of the bus full of people, and I was asking her, like, can you help me with her? I don't know what to do. She's getting worse. I need help. And I was like cursing, crying, and she was so focused on me using profanity. She literally told me, if your friends are gonna end up helping you, then ask your friends. Don't ask me. Don't call me.
Wow.
Years later, she checked herself and apologized about it and felt really bad. But it was just, why did it have to take this long? And you're a cop. You're a cop. She's better now, but that took forever. And that, I think that still hurts me a little bit, but her and I resolved a lot of stuff. But I've learned throughout like my self-development programs how to ask strangers for help more so than my family. I would definitely am more faster to ask a stranger for help than somebody else. But I still have struggles. Like, I don't have the struggle anymore because I feel like being a streamer, being an artist, you're constantly asking people to support you. You're constantly asking people to look at your content. So being in this self-development program, which I think now is just a fucking cult, but at the time it helped me, just putting myself out there and seeing my own value, seeing that the fact that I can do something, the fact that people are willing to pay me for my artwork, even just a little bit, that gave me more confidence than anything to get support outside of my circles, to step outside of my comfort zone and step out into different circles, different genres of people, getting to know different types of cultures, getting to know different types of people across the world. Because if they can ask me for help, I can ask them for help. Yes. But the main people I will never ask for help is my family, ever again.
But that's something to be said with how we choose our family. I will you brought up streaming. It took me forever. I actually had to have a thing that came up in chat that would ask people to donate, like, because I had a hard time verbally saying it. I had to make sort of a joke about it by reading my commercial. You know, like I had a little thing pop up and be like, "Oh, the commercial's here," and I would do something silly because I hate asking people for shit. I will ask people on Twitch for help before I will ever ask my family. Same. Like my family, like I will no, like it's if am I gonna die? Yes, then I'll ask my family. You know what I mean? Like that's what it takes to get to that point of asking my family. Right. I would ask any one of you before I asked any of my family. You know what I'm saying? Like
facts.
Not even expecting anybody to actually do it, but I would ask you before I asked my family.
Facts. Like
with my mom, everything had a string attached to it. Hey mom, can I have $5? Yeah, you can have $5, but you're never going to hear the end of it.
Same.
You need to come over and mow the lawn and paint the house and do the dishes and build me a new house and skyscraper and take me to space for $5. You know what I mean? Like there was so many strings attached that, you know, we talked about it last time. I was homeless in between 15 and almost 20. I didn't want to ask for food on those days that I hadn't eaten in 3 days because I don't want to deal with the strings attached. I would rather starve than deal with. I jumped in the dumpster at Taco Bell before I'd ask my mom, you know, for a damn $5 to actually buy Taco Bell. You know, like I think the family thing, depending on how you grew up, some people be like, hey, I need $25,000 for a down payment for the house, and their parents are like, okay, cool. I don't know how they got to that point. I've never, you know, like I know people that have done that. It's foreign to me. You know what I mean? Like, and then have the parents go, hey, don't worry about paying me back. Like my brother's ex-wife. That's how they bought their first house. Their parents gave them like $30,000 and didn't have to pay it back. And I'm like,
oh man,
who the fuck? Like, what kind of parents do you got?
My ass, come on now. You know, I could use $30,000 not to pay back, but you know, everybody has, you know, they grow up different.
God.
And you know, something that I realized too, just being a streamer and just being some type of form of influence, it's that I've literally asked people that I needed their support and help, and sometimes they're not willing to give it. They just don't. Some people just want to see you struggle in pain. Like it's I don't. That's what I've been learning, is the fact that more people are willing for you to see you in pain more so than support you, and it's even worse for people of color.
Yeah, I literally yep.
And like I know that Ravens talked about this. I know Big Mama Egos talk about this.
Yep.
people do not like seeing black people happy
No, they don't.
and not willing to support black people
crazy.
in general.
Yep.
But yet you can see us like nearly vomit and like be in pain, do the most craziest, stupidest shit for your entertainment, but yet you're not willing to support us when we give you advice or give you guidance or
Because
be
that's
there
what
for
you
you.
fucking are to these folks. I mean, fuck, this is gonna
clown.
sound really fucking racial for half a second here, but dance monkey dance.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
so
That in my dance
disgusting.
I've
Yep.
literally said that in my stream. Like, someone will come in and be like, boom, I'm like, do I look like a fucking monkey to you? What do you mean dance monkey? I'm not doing that. You know, like, it
Right.
boggles my mind that people still have that mentality.
Seriously.
They
Yeah.
still have like,
Racism is so fucking embedded in our society. It's ridiculous,
embedded.
and to deny it is just ignoramus to the extreme degree.
That's to deny that there is privilege, and I'm talking privilege for anybody, not just white
Right.
privilege, but privilege for anybody. To deny that there's privilege and that there's no such thing as racism is like, you have to teach yourself that kind of ignorance.
Really,
Yeah.
you do.
You have to be Helen Keller not to know what's going
Willfully.
on. She probably would have known that it was still going on. You have to be blind, deaf, mute. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only way. Is if you're in a coma.
You gotta be
do
an
not know what's
ostrich
going
in the sand, right?
right?
But that's
it's-
the cult of ignorance in America that exists. That's the cult of ignorance that exists in the world, frankly.
Yeah, in the world.
That you just delusion yourself into believing that, you know, fucking life is contained in a bubble, and oh well, I have a black friend. Oh my god, I'm genuinely
That fucking
guy
dude.
on Twitter. I
Oh my
can't
God.
believe he fucking came after me after we already banned him on Twitch last night. Oh my god,
Oh my god.
it was great. I was
had to
laughing
tackle him.
so hard.
I felt bad because it was on your Twitter feed.
No,
but
I
I'm like,
loved it.
"You're a fucking drug right now.
I loved
Like, I'm
it.
like, I want to pull you all over the place, and I
Right.
went a little twisted, and manipulated him a little bit just to like fuck with his head. But I was like, look, if you're gonna say
He's
this
too
dumb
stupid
shit,
to get it.
I'm gonna make you like rethink your entire life.
Right.
That's what needs to go on.
Dead
That's
ass.
a big kitty. Sorry.
Oh, you didn't comment about my big black pussy, but Maki puts his ginger shit on her chest, and all of a sudden you're saying something. I see how it is. All right. Poch isn't getting invited back on here.
Right.
I said something about your big black pussy.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. See,
I
Poch.
love the big black pussy in the watermelon. Okay, I love it.
We're
By
out
the
now.
way,
There's
there's a watermelon bed, right?
there's a tiny gray pussy in a watermelon bed, and there's a big black
Oh.
one licking itself. It's the ginger bias. That's right.
I have moved. I've downgraded. I only have 2 now.
Aw.
But
Aww.
they're
Yeah, I
both
wish Shrimp would
asleep.
do that shit. Shrimp does not do that.
Waba has 4 cats. Listen, this fucking cat love emote, it's not just for show. Those are the 4 cats we have here. All right.
Nice. I wanted to say too, just
no.
real quick, because before we moved on, that the
I
whole
wanna say
thing
something else.
of learning for
Stranger.
me,
Yeah.
learning how to ask for help,
Mm-hmm.
really has been helped exponentially by Starr. She
Mhm.
does a lot of stuff for me, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you don't have to go get me a plate for dinner. I'll get my own plate. Like, you
Right.
don't have to, pick up my dishes afterwards. You don't have to do my laundry. You don't have, like, she just, and it's not that she has to. She just does it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Or
It's
like,
her
I'll be
love
starting to get out of bed,
Mm-hmm.
and right, and I'll be starting to get out of bed. She's like, "What do you need?" I'll go grab it, and goes into the kitchen and grabs me something. And I'm like, "What the fuck's going on right now?" Like, I take care of me. I don't ask people for shit. And it's taken like what, a little over 2 years, 2.5 years, to where I still hesitate. But I'm like, would you grab me a drink while you're in the kitchen? Like, it's really fucking hard for me to do it.
Same.
But I think without her being the way she is, I would still be way back in elementary school, mentality of how to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And for me, being able to ask somebody to grab me a soda out of the kitchen is fucking college level asking for help. Like, that's, I'm like, holy fuck.
I feel you there,
I
dude.
asked somebody
I
to do
fucking
so.
feel you.
Yeah,
For the
Yeah.
kittens, because I am beat red now. Thank you.
You're awesome.
Aw.
Okay, you were amazing.
I wanted
My life has
to
changed for
I
the
wanted to
better.
touch on a few things and go back a little bit, because we're talking about asking strangers for help over is easier. And I think a lot of times, if you think of it in a sense, because we were talking before about genuine connections, well, like way before, about genuine connection versus like, parasocials. And a lot of times streamers are strangers. And I'm okay with being a stranger for folks, honestly. If that helps people, that I'm just a stranger on the internet that you can vent your feels to, and that's helping you, then fucking awesome. I'm here for it. Be part of my community. Be a stranger. I love you for
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you for being here. But if
Hell fucking yeah.
but if you also want to get to know me, I'm here for that too. I'm fucking multiversatile. Wherever you need me at, I'll be there for you. That's where I'm at.
It's
I love
appreciated. Just so you know, it's
100.
like, man, fucking appreciate.
More like 1 billion. Like that's
Yeah.
the real shit for me. Like
Yeah.
I've never, like, I've learned now, the more I've learned about myself, I have different groups of friends, and that's just who I've always been. I've always had different groups. Like, I know too many people in LA to the point where it's just like I'm happy not to know as many people anymore. But I find myself knowing more people online than anything, but I have close friendships and like close community. Like, granted, we still get to do more in our Discord, but I like interacting with people on like stream and like messaging each other privately if it's necessary or if it's needed. But I also, like, it's weird, like I want to have the feeling of being needed and wanted, but at the exact same time not relied upon too much or be cleaned upon. And I feel like that's a hard thing to do.
It's a hard
dealing being a
balance.
streamer.
It's a hard balance. And you got to be careful of the parasocials, because some people will think that your relationship is closer than it actually is, and I'm just like, my dude, you don't even know me. Like,
right. And it's like, how do you create that distance, like, and I had to learn that.
It's
I had to set a lot of boundaries.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to relating to strangers, these strangers become your friends.
Yeah.
And these strangers you really get to know, and they get to know you on a deeper level if you have that type of relationship with them. And it's just, I don't know, I just find it really powerful. And also, like, to go back to what you're saying, Pochfad, about like having a partner that's willing to do things for you, that's willing to be their support. Just to have my partner, it was one time I had a triggering response. We went out to medieval times and I got really drunk. I had drank a whole bottle of wine without even knowing it. By the time I stood up, I was like done. So the next day I forgot to hydrate because I was so drunk. Woke up the next morning, and when it came down to it, I was trying to make myself eggs and I dropped a whole carton. Like, I twitched. Like, sometimes I have these like weird twitches. My body sort of just exerts energy and just like shit just falls. And I went into what is it shit called? I regressed to being 6 years old again from an abusive situation with my mother, and my partner was in the shower, and I knocked on the door and I was a little. I went into 6-year-old Makima, like, in that space, and he came out. He's like, "What's wrong?" He's like, I couldn't even talk. And like, he held me and he told me that it was okay, and I'm bawling and talking to him like I'm a 6-year-old child back in that state when my mom hurt me when I was trying to make her food, and I dropped I was trying to make her food. She got pissed off and she took the eggs and threw it at me. And when I dropped the eggs, he helped me clean it up, and he helped me heal that part of myself that I was too afraid to face alone. And he has helped me through so many things like that, and just being such an investment. Like, he has invested into me financially, spiritually, emotionally. It's very, very easy for me now to find other people that I could relate in that way, because for a long time, I didn't think that I was even worthy of this kind of love. I didn't know that this love even fucking existed. And to know that this type of love does exist, and know that he's not the only one, that's other people out there in the world that can give this type of love, it really heals something inside all of us when we're able to have that kind of love, to receive that kind of care. So it's okay to be able to receive, but understand, who are you receiving from? And if someone is ever putting conditions on what they're giving you, that is a huge fuck no, and that's a huge red flag. But
I love
I
that.
look
It's a
at
huge fuck.
like I look at relationships now as not a give or take, it's a give and give. If I'm willing to give to you, are you willing to give back to me? And this can be a constant give cycle.
Love it. I love it, and I'm fucking here for it. Honestly,
Dude,
I'm
I
really
don't
here
know.
for it.
I don't know your partner, but I fucking love him.
I love them
Oh, he's
too.
amazing.
Dude,
He's
like
amazing.
I love them too.
just
Oh my
that
God.
mindset of someone that would be there and do that. I fucking love him. Like, even let's just say
Oh, I realize.
never talk to him, never meet. Fucking love him.
Yeah,
He's
Like, that's-
amazing.
I love him too, and oh man, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this.
Well, be careful. You don't want to cross
He's
the
probably
line.
listening. Are you still listening in?
I'm
I don't know. I don't know if he is. He's like somewhat listening, so he's like someone here. It's just
I'm
to say it. Yeah, he's here.
also, I'm sorry to my closed caption listeners. I just fixed it because apparently with a new microphone you have to reconnect it. I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
Potentially also with a new computer. I just noticed that. So oh man. So what you're describing with the egg situation, getting re-triggered and going back to being a little 6-year-old Maki, and him helping you through that, I literally went through a very similar experience myself, where, and I think I would call it autistic shutdown or autistic overload, where I would literally curl in a ball and just not be able to talk at all. And yeah, I really appreciate my partner for being there for me and helping me get through those moments.
Those moments are hard.
Yeah.
Those moments, yeah. I feel you, Waba. I feel you.
I don't know. I don't know, because like I just related to you so much right now, because I'm like, shit, yeah, that's exactly where I was and where I felt like six years ago. You know, new relationship with them, and let me fucking recount you a story. The first time, all right, we're sex positive here, folks, and I've told this story before, so I don't mind telling it. It's a bit embarrassing, but I don't mind telling it. So I was a virgin. First time I tried having sex was with my current partner. I literally had a fucking panic attack. And I also discovered I was allergic to latex. Not a great combination.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Literally had a panic attack, and I just felt like as a failure as a person, failure as a man, even though I'm not a man. And I just cried and shook and shaked and was mute, and they just comforted me. And I couldn't imagine anyone that would ever emotionally comfort me in that way. And I really needed it, because I've never really had someone to take care of me at all in that way.
We need that. Like, there's so much. I'm not going to speak into detail about it, but there has been times where me and my partner have engaged in just taking care of each other sexually, and just being patient with each other, because I'm just going to talk about this in general. We get to stop sex shaming ourselves and stop sex shaming each other. And this whole like situation when someone's just not in the mood, they're not in the mood, and men and women, they cannot be in the mood. And sometimes we all hold some type of form of trauma within our bodies, especially in that area, and we get to be mindful of that and comfort each other when we're in that state. Because if you're wanting to build trust in your relationship, that is definitely, and if you're going to have a sexual relationship with somebody, you have to be able to be patient and hold space for yourself and for them.
Straight up, yeah. I worked through a lot of sexual trauma, I think, with them that I didn't even know I had, me, Henry the fucking virgin, had sexual trauma just from being touch starved my whole life, really.
And that's a trauma itself too.
Yeah. Yeah, it
See,
is.
it's interesting. I'm like almost the opposite, where because I'm asexual, I'm the epitome of not in the mood. I mean, it just is how it is. But my ex made me feel like in society, like you're not a man if you don't want to do it all the time.
Right.
You're
such a fucking toxic.
And it's like,
toxic.
but I'm just not in the mood. And the equivalent of being forced to do it whenever that person wanted to, or else I'd get treated like shit and manipulated and everything else. And it got into my head, I must not be a man. I must, there must be something wrong with me. What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, everybody's supposed to want to do this. You look on every TV show and every movie and every song on the fucking radio.
Sex.
Doing this, but I literally can go 20 years and not give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way that I am and that I was built. And I didn't even realize that. I didn't know what the fucking asexual was until about 2 years ago. And again, I'm 44 years old. And I just thought that there was always something wrong with me. There's just something. And the mental beatdown that my ex used to do, because she was very good at manipulating and being just really, really mean, that not only would she humiliate until I did, but then if she was mad, she would tell me how horrible I did it. You know what I mean? And it was just like, oh, okay, so I'm not good enough if I don't do it, and I'm definitely not good enough if I do it. So what the fuck do I do? Like that whole, like, what the shit? I mean, I literally got to the point that I treated it like a video game to see if I could pass the next level. Like that's that's how I had to do it. Like, okay, if I can make this happen so many times, then I achieved, boss level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to but it was either that or I'm treated like shit for the next week. So I'm gonna go ahead and do. And I didn't realize, like, again, I'm not a small dude. I'm a big, and I used to be in really good shape, tattooed, like manly. But I'm really like a soft, gentle, fucking, teddy bear of a person.
I'm gonna be honest, that's not where I thought what you were saying, and I was about to be like Markiplier's nice cock.
I was like, oh, Potch, you're going to go there. Okay.
Big burly man of oak. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying.
I mean, I'm not complaining, but.
Now I'm gonna turn red. But listen here.
I mean, I'm pretty open about my.
I love it. I love this so much.
I got size.
And before anybody thinks, no, I'm not sharing.
Stop.
Are you gonna share how big your dick is, though, Starr?
She got balls bigger than most people I know. All right.
Yeah, well, I got 3 balls. That's like it's competition or anything.
Oh my god.
So it's just so interesting, like, especially when it comes to relationships, since we're talking about relationships, like, physicality is a part of a relationship. That's just how it is. And it's, again, interesting. We have 4 people right here that probably all have a different mindset on what they like, what they don't like, what their drive is, what their drive isn't. And it's just, humans are really fucking interesting to me. But it's accepting what each one is the big thing. Like, when you have a partner, like, again, Starr, and I'm just gonna blast her out, is very a sexual person. Like, she's like, let's do it all the time. And she has been mad fucking patient with me, going, okay, in 4 years, like, it's really something I've not been used to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If I was just like, I'm not in the mood, well, there's something wrong with you. That's what I've been used to. And, with her, I'll just be like, and she'll be like, okay, we'll wait. And I'm like, holy fuck, who are you? You know what I mean? Like, you were an absolute fucking glorious angel right now that I didn't just get treated like shit because I really don't feel like doing something. Like, and what that does to me is it makes me go, well, I don't have to. but I want to treat you the same. And I might not feel like being in the mood for it, but I know that you are, and because I love you, I will happily, not in a manipulated way, not in a bad way. I will happily. Let's make an appointment for 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. Like, you laugh, but she'll even say, I gotta make a fucking appointment. I'm like, damn right you do. And it's a joke. It's not like an angry way, but literally because she knows how I am. It'll be Thursday, and she'll be like, "Hey, Saturday morning, are we good?" And she knows that I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And then I put myself in that mindset because I'm not normally in that mindset. It's not a natural state for me. So she's amazing in going, "Hey, Saturday morning," and then I'm like, "Okay, cool."
I think while we're on this conversation, I think it's important to note. I typed it in chat, but I do want to say it out loud. Sexual desire, your sexual identity, also just like your gender identity, it can just change over time. It just changes. It ebbs and flows. It's something that evolves and goes all sorts of directions. So don't, if you're feeling lost, if you're questioning right now, great. I think you're in a good place if you're able to question a little bit and explore yourself. Absolutely go for it. And finding a partner to explore with and be safe with is huge. And I saw Ribbon post their story and other people as well, and just thank you for sharing. And fucking explore and just be safe, make it consensual. There's, oh man, what's the it's not oh god, what's the acronym in BDSM? But it goes for regular relationships as well. There's a few acronyms out there.
It's a lot. I don't remember them off the top of my head.
But basically, it's just like keep it consensual, keep it safe.
Yeah, keep it respectful.
Keep it respectful.
It's been times where I have been in states where it's just like I have shamed myself for being horny.
Right.
I've shamed myself for feeling desires or feeling attraction for another person, or shamed myself for being attracted to somebody else. Like I recently came out as bi romantic, and it's been in like a part of me is like, well, I would love to have a romantic relationship with another woman, but also like I'm not sure if I'm ready to engage sexually with another woman, even though I do find women sexually attractive. It's also the notion of, if it's my first time being a woman, I don't want to use somebody for an experiment. That's another problem that I have. And also being 31, it's like, if I was younger, this would be more acceptable and just like both person are curious and blah blah blah. But it's like I'm an adult, I should know better type of thing. So it's a lot of things that I'm still working through myself about my sexuality, and my partner knows all my desires of what I'm looking for, what I want, and he tells me what he's looking for, what he wants, and we try to do our best to satisfy each other in that way. And if we can't, we find creative ways to do so, alternatively, or we just chill and just relax and play fucking video games, and that's a turn on too. Like it's sort of, you work with what you got, and you work with and you respect each other's needs and wants, but also take time to explore new things. Like him and I are looking at more shibari and looking at ways to heal our traumas, looking at ways to work together as a partnership and like be ready when we do want to open up our poly relationship back up. And it just takes time. It takes time. It takes more of understanding yourself and understanding each other, and understand that relationships are difficult. It doesn't matter if you have one or multiple, they're difficult. And to understand that people change. You cannot expect people to ever stay the same, even the people that you're with and you've known each other for years. And the expectation of like, oh, well, you know me, you should know this about me, is like, no, you change. And the most amazing thing that my partner has ever told me in the beginning of our relationship is like, we're growing together. And I love that the fact that you're changing. I don't expect you to stay the same. And that gave me
huge.
More freedom.
Huge green flag.
Like,
right there.
Yeah, like that gave me more freedom than anything, because I've always felt trapped in relationships. And even though we are consciously monogamous or consciously polysaturated, just with one, I could still feel free being in a relationship with him, even if I'm just in a relationship with him. He doesn't make me feel stifled. And that's the beautiful thing. Your relationship should never ever make you feel stifled or held back from anything that you want to do. Ever. Ever. And I don't hold him back. He's playing video games right now. I'm not going to shit on him playing video games. Why would I?
I actually got encouraged to play video games.
Right?
It tripped me the fuck out. It tripped me the fuck out. I was like,
It's
hey,
wild.
do you want to hang out and watch a movie or do something? She's like, I actually really like you playing video games. I just watch you play video games and it's fun. And I'm like,
Hell yeah.
Are you setting me up? Are you gonna wait? Are you gonna punch me in my sleep? What the hell? But then I realized that, like, dead ass, it happened day after day and then months after month. And I was like, no, this is real. Like, it took a while for me to believe it. I was like, you full of shit. What do you got up your sleeve? Reality is she seriously was just like, yeah, go ahead. Like, it's cool.
Yeah,
And the
my
cool thing
partner.
is that she'll sit next to me and play video games too. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, my partner, he was playing Eve Online, and when he was playing, I would literally sit on the floor watching him play, and he's like, he would just be so like, he was like, what's going on? It's like, no, I'm curious. What are you playing? He's like, do you want me to get off? Like, what is your motive? It's like, no, I want to learn, and I've played some with him. I haven't played like in over a year just due to everything that's happened with COVID. But since I have a new computer, I'm definitely going to be jumping back on Eve Online. But like, he was really like, wait, what? You're interested? And then we start playing games together. First we did like Fallout 4. He basically downloaded the app for Fallout 4, and I used to fucking just overdrive him with Jet and us playing together for like me to be a back player. And then we end up getting new games when 76 came out. We played that together. We play Elder Scrolls together. I love playing video games with him, because if people understand that if you're in a relationship and your partner plays video games and you're not interested, figure out what games that you like to play and also play with your partner, because I'm gonna tell you right now, you'll learn a lot about each other playing video games.
Yep, true.
You learn so much about each other. Like, I'm good at scavenging and finding shit because he's colorblind. He can't see a lot of things. I can. You basically are becoming a partnership. You becoming a team. And like, it's such a big deal, because if you play in a game and like you find out like you're more action, or your partner's more of a healer, or you like reverse roles, it will help you understand each other's mindset, but also have better communication. And also, you guys can talk about really personal things by being in separate rooms or playing next to each other. It creates a different form of intimacy that you never ever will experience any other way. So I'd say, like, if you want to find video games, do some research together, look up some games together, and just try them. Seriously, just try them. Because it will literally change the dynamic of your relationship for the better. And if you start fighting and like arguing and cursing each other out, that also shows that maybe you guys are not a good together either.
See, I don't know if you can, Starr, but can you turn your laptop around to show the other side of the room? Just what you're saying. She's in her bedroom right now. She's in one recliner. There is another one right next to her, right?
Yeah.
Look at. That's what we do.
Oh my
we
god.
got our PlayStations and our TVs, and we sit next to each other and play video games together.
Hell yeah.
Like,
that is the shit.
Dude. Oh my god, that's my fucking dream setup, dude. You're living my dream right now.
Same.
Fuck.
Me and my partner wants to do the exact same thing.
She plays more video games than I do. Like,
yo,
dead
like, ass, I swear.
I'm like, no, have you played this? No. Have you played this? I'm like, what the fuck? You know, she's
if
in her library. She has what,
Straight
200
up.
some games in her PlayStation library. I got like 40. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't even keep up with the shit that you're playing. But dude, what you're saying, it's so true. When you're playing together, it's a partnership. It shows, instead of just the oh, you're cute, we'll get along because you're cute. It goes to like the more deep. What do you like to do? Are you more of a drive forward or pull back? Are you more of a, gatherer or hunter? Are you more of a, yell and screamer, or, plotter and planner? Like, it really tells you, in a lot of that shit translates into normal life. A lot of this shit, if you're building a business with somebody, if that person's a go-getter or a fallback, if that person's a plotter or like, you can put those things into business.
Yo, D&D D&D. My partner's an
Yo.
amazing fucking dungeon master. We play D&D every fucking Sunday, and he's an amazing dungeon master.
Dungeon Masters unite.
Dungeon Masters unite. Yeah, he's an amazing. And
Yeah.
we're playing.
I'm a forever DM.
We're playing the story of Strahd.
Yo, yes, Curse of Strahd.
Yeah, Curse of Strahd.
Yes.
The new edition, and he loves horror, and a lot of my friends and I love horror, so he's been doing a fantastic job. We still haven't finished the game yet, and it's been over a year. So
that sounds like an awesome game.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. And he runs it so fucking good and well, and that's why, like, once we get to a certain point, that's why I want to get to a certain point with stream where I can make enough income where he can basically step away from his job or do more D&D stuff, and we can stream together and like D&D online, because he will be people will love the shit that he comes up with. And also he's a great writer.
Same. Yo, I had a whole unique fucking campaign for people IRL, but it had to stop because the Panini press happened, and because like we've all drifted
Panini
apart.
press?
COVID-19.
Oh.
Sorry, it's on Tumblr. It's known as the Panini press.
So many names. Rona. Like.
Anyway, so I had this whole campaign, and we were gonna play it, but then COVID happened, and then one member of our group had to became homeless, and he had to go back home, and he's living with his parents now still, but he's doing really well for himself, and I'm really proud of him. But I realized the campaign's never gonna get back together, so I just shared with him my whole fucking campaign notes for the whole campaign, and they're just in awe about it. So I think I'm a very entertaining DM at least. But we're going through modules right now on Saturday mornings if y'all want to catch that, 12 to 3. So that's EST. There's a lot of comments in the chat right now that I've just been trying to quick read through, and I just want to say I appreciate everyone here right now listening or commenting. Y'all are awesome. Y'all make this community what it's about, which is just sharing experiences together, talking about good mental health shit. I love this conversation. I feel so honored to have all of you on tonight, and just chat has been amazing as well. Also,
chat to thank everybody for being here. It's funny you were just saying that. I'm literally typing "thank you guys," and I'm naming the people that are in here, because I appreciate people coming in and listening to this, and if they can take anything away from it, I love that. I absolutely love that.
Hell yeah.
So I do want to address something that I
want to address a few things actually. Yeah, Tater Tot.
Yeah.
Please.
Tater Tot.
Are you I think you're genuine, but dead ass, you have DID. Straight up, you have DID, friend. Hi, my community is literally filled with people with DID. If you don't know what DID is, it's dissociative identity disorder, otherwise previously known as multiple personality disorder. We don't use that term anymore. But yeah, literally childhood trauma, big fucking check mark. Literally another personality that says, "Hey, I'm here to help you," big fucking check mark. If you've had moments of amnesia, big fucking check mark. Systems, yeah. Yeah.
Your mind just created another altar to protect you.
Yep.
So
I have to remember that I keep muting myself. Tater Tot, I completely 100% feel you on the whole not remembering anything. And the reason I was crying earlier is because I wish I could have those moments of remembering what happened and being able to work through them, but I literally cannot remember anything from born to 12. I remember stories that I've been told, but I don't actually hold the memories themselves. And I wish so hard that I could be able to experience that and be able to experience those memories just so that I could work through that trauma that I've been through, and to be able to put myself back into a healthier place.
Also, just straight up missing years of your life. Hi, you've been through trauma, my friend. I'm just sorry to tell you that, but yeah.
Small backstory on what Starr was saying. The stories that she was told and that she has heard, probably are the reason why she doesn't have those memories, because they were traumatic stuff enough that, for lack of better words, the normal human wouldn't know how to fucking deal with, and their brain would go, nope. And it, to me, like listening to her talk about things that she's been told and things like the fleeting things that she may remember, like, yeah, something in her brain said, I need to fucking protect you, and you're gonna lose your shit if I don't do this, and just shut shit off. And
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch.
it's a lot
Fair.
more people go through it than we realize. And someone like this that's going, I don't remember whole chunks, I don't remember big things. Your brain knows how to protect you. It doesn't mean that everything's hunky-dory. Usually probably pretty fucked up. But that is a good, clear sign that something hit your brain in such a heavy manner that your brain had to go, I have to protect you, and shut it off.
Yep. The brain can
Yeah,
do
the
a lot of
strongest-
amazing things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only and strongest memory that I have from when I was a child is I can remember being a toddler, telling my mom that I wanted something to drink, and my dad was passed out drunk, and my mom told me that if I wanted water, I could get it from the toilet.
What the fuck?
That's the only thing I can remember from when I was a kid. Everything else is like a haze. There's nothing there. It's just like a big gray fog.
Fuck.
That's probably by design
No,
Yeah.
brain
because
said,
it was so bad.
Brain said, nope, I'm protecting you.
You know,
Yep.
I
In
wouldn't.
certain parts.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Waba.
I mean, I was gonna say,
Oh, go ahead.
I know there's certain types of therapies, if you were interested, that can help you try to like access those parts of your memory and mind. Like a lot of it is meditation, but some of it is like Freudian-esque, hypnosis type stuff, which is literally just, putting you in like basically a half asleep kind of state of mind. And you can access like those kind of memories that way, but you might not want to, and you have to build a very safe space before you do that. At least any ethical therapist would build a very safe space before doing that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's something I might look into in the future, but I don't think right now is probably a great time. I'm still trying to work through figuring out how to manage like massive amounts of anxiety I go through on a daily basis. And then throwing that into my face on top of it, I think would just make me break down into a place that's not going to be good. Even if I had Poch.
Yeah.
Like-
No, I feel you.
There's only so
Yeah.
much I can do. You do most of the work anyway.
I mean, that's what it is too. That's the okay. So here's a fucking. All right. So one of the last questions I usually ask on mental health. So usually these interviews are a lot more structured, but this topic is just all over the place. So we're all over the place, and that's great. I love it. Like honestly, if I have no one, I'm just gonna like ask Poch or ask Maki at this rate now, because like y'all are great for combos. But something I want to say, as like an empowerment thing, because I always like ask people to like give hope to folks, right? So as an empowerment thing, you just said, Starr did all the work herself, and that's how it is for the rest of you folks out there too. You're all doing things, even if you don't think it's making a big impact. You're still doing something.
Yes.
You
Be
do
proud of
have
it.
an effect on your own life. Be proud of it. Yeah, absolutely, and own it. Own your wins.
Dude, so many people can probably relate that if they fuck up, they beat themselves up for it. But when they succeed and they do amazing stuff, they just get quiet about it. And they go, well, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have done it. If it wasn't for them, well, these people did it. And own your fucking wins. Stand up and go, I fucking did that. I did that shit. I did that shit. You know what I mean? Like, don't discredit everybody, but also don't discredit yourself. Like, be proud of your shit. Like, that's something that I had to learn, and I've seen so many people that have run a race, metaphorically run a race and conquered it, but gave everybody else the credit. And fucking Snoop, when he got an award, he's like, most of all, I'd like to thank myself. And people were like, ha 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 ha. No, dude.
No,
you
he's
fucking
real.
did it. Yes, thank yourself. You did it. You put in the goddamn work. Like, you put in the work. Be proud of yourself. I don't care if it's getting out of bed in the morning. If you have a hard time getting out of bed, give yourself props for getting out of bed.
Yeah, finding those successes can be really hard, because some people say like, oh well, you know, that's no thing, it doesn't matter, I just do that every day. And it's like, yeah, but at least you do it. Like,
right, you're doing it.
You're doing it. You are doing it.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted by playing with shrimp. She keeps crying at me.
Give me the shrimp.
she wants
Bring
attention.
the shrimp to us.
She won't stay put. She won't.
Can you hold her up?
Yeah, come here, shrimp. Let's see if she'll run away. Yeah,
I wanted a cat distraction time anyway, so.
Okay, here you go.
The shrimp.
BB.
The shrimp. Oh, come here. There we go.
I big agree with cat level as well. Talk about cat break. We got to be more compassionate to ourselves. Every word matters, especially those we keep saying to ourselves.
Hey, baby.
Hey, have a good night, our RWM studio mate. This has been amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, dude.
All right.
Yes, everyone should be proud. Be proud of where you have, how far you fucking come. All right?
Yes.
Don't be afraid to look behind and say, damn, I fucking got myself through all those hard ass days. Yeah. Yes.
You did.
Fucking love this.
Like, you did it. Like, the whole reason why I keep one of my original, when I started doing graffiti, I made a canvas and I wrote my old tag on there. And at the time, I was like, fuck yeah, dude, I fucking killed it. Now I look back at it and I'm like, I did the whole damn thing wrong, you know, because I've grown and evolved. But I keep it. I keep it so that when I do some shit like this, right, I do this. And I'm like, that's fucking weak. That's dumb. I haven't grown. I'm stagnant. And then I'll look over at my piece and go, nah, I'm doing fucking amazing. Like, I have evolved like crazy. And then I can give myself those props of, you worked hard. You're still going to evolve. You're going to keep evolving. You're going to keep going. And I don't like saying I'm going to be better, because I'm perfectly where I am. We talked about this last time. My skill level, is perfect. Everything that I've learned went perfectly into this piece. I'm going to evolve later. I might learn new techniques later.
Yes.
You know, like we'll continue to evolve, but like not just with art though, like with the baby steps of getting out of bed. You might look at it as, oh, that's nothing. But if you praise yourself for getting out of bed, you praise yourself for taking a shower, you praise yourself for eating, then you praise yourself for going to college, and then you praise yourself for doing the shit that you want to do and succeeding in the places you want to succeed. And it all started with saying, good job at getting out of bed. You know, like, give yourself those, like, be your biggest cheerleader, your own biggest cheerleader, no matter how small of a thing it is. It will make a difference. I can't say 100% because, you know, I don't believe in absolutes, but I think the more you praise yourself for each little thing, it'll start to add up to where you actually feel good about yourself and what you're doing in life, no matter what it is. Like, you don't have to be the fucking CEO of Apple to feel like you succeeded. You know what I mean? Like, you could ride your bike around the block and be like, I fucking did it. You know, like, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But just praise yourself. I don't think we praise ourselves enough. I think we've been beat down to where we're, you know, don't be conceited. Don't be pompous. No, just say good job to yourself. Like, praise yourself. Hang your artwork up on the wall if you draw. Like, praise it. Like, Starr, she has a whole hallway full of paintings that she did. And to me, I love seeing it every day because I'm like, she did that shit, and it's up on the wall. You know what I mean? Like, that's there, right?
Yeah. Paintings behind us.
That's awesome.
Art. Those are all hers.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
What is going on in chat? I was like, fuck you, fuck you.
Two things. Okay, yeah, you can say fuck you to Sarah Buck. It'll say fuck you back. But you can also say good bot. It's funny. Hi, Small Puddle. Welcome in. Hello, Raiders. How's it going? What the heck? Friggin' clever one.
Was it raid?
Clever one raided in. This is ridiculous.
Oh shit!
I didn't realize you're streaming. You're streaming and chatting at the same time, multitasking. God, oh my gosh! Welcome in, Raiders.
Welcome.
How's it going? My name is Waba. Welcome to mental health talk space, mental health talk place, queer safe space. We're doing Mental Health Monday right now. We're having an interview with these lovely folks around me: Pochfad, Starr, and MakeArtWMaki. I'll shout them all out, but I also have to run a fucking ad every hour on the hour for a minute and a half, or else Twitch gets mad and people get pre-rolls coming in. Feel free to refresh the stream though, so you get counted as an actual viewer and stuff. And yeah, welcome into this family of choice and this just amazing mental health talk space. So yeah, I'm gonna run an ad now. So boop. All right, minute and a half of saying prolific things now. Go.
So here's the formula for world peace.
Okay, the formula for world peace. Yes.
Everyone gets high.
Stop. Okay.
Yes.
Can't get high.
Yes.
Stop being a dick.
I don't want to get high.
That's all.
I don't want to get altered.
I want to get high right now, and I can't because I have sleeping kittens on my lap.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
I love how it's a deciding thing.
Sticky
like,
as a
I want to
person.
get up and smoke, but the cats.
Hey, Uncle
Yeah.
Jack, welcome in. I feel like people should praise people more often for doing everyday things. Like, sure, it makes no sense to some people. For some of us, it feels so good to get that recognition. I big agree with that, Tater Tot. Also, you're probably in an ad right now, so you don't even hear me. But I big agree with you all the same.
You got a voice impression.
Voice impression as
Guys.
sticky as a person. I don't know how that would sound. Yeah, I know.
I went through a recipe box that I found at a thrift
Ooh.
store, and it's from the 50s.
What?
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. I found a whole bunch of newspaper clippings, and a few of them had dates on it from like 1953, and I was
That's
like,
wild.
dude,
Like,
I just found a
Wild.
jackpot,
That's a gold mine.
right?
That's a huge
That's a
gold mine right
fucking
there.
gold mine. Yeah, hell yeah.
I was looking
Also,
through and some
Half
of
the
the recipes,
ingredients are poisonous.
like mincemeat pie
So-
with cheesecake, and I was like,
What was
so
it?
I'm gonna
What
be
was it?
going. I'm gonna be going in and out of mic because my partner's gonna be on mic with his friends. You might end up hearing him like shoot the zombie or like go this way or go that way. So just forewarn.
Oh yeah, the candle salad. The fucking dick.
Candle salad. What the fuck is that?
It's a penis.
Oh,
But not really. It was a fucking banana
Yeah.
inside a. It was stupid. It was one of the TikToks. I forgot what the fucking guy called.
oh.
But we reviewed it on Saturday on Meme Review on Saturday.
Oh, okay. I'm just like, what?
Oh, it's so good.
Wait, one of the ads
Yeah.
was a guy talking to a pretend Twitch stream. It was quite funny because it was so obviously fake. That's great. I want to see that
That's
ad now.
funny. Right?
I have to disable ad blocker to see ads though. Oh my god. Alright, so anyway, during the break, I was big agreeing with what Tater Tot was saying though, is that we should praise people for, you know, just even like some basic shit, like doing ADL stuff is huge, which is why I just focus on self-care. I know it's super simple and it's super basic, but sometimes we forget about our basics. We forget about the shit that we need to do every day, and it's important just to have a little reminder, just have people support you and just like, you know, egg you on in like a positive direction of just like, yeah, we should be taking care of each other and stuff, and we should just, you know, just drink some water and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm gonna open this link now. Yeah, the candle salad, it's a fucking penis.
Yeah.
It's just a
Candle
penis.
salad's good shit. Yep.
Candle
Lettuce, pineapple,
salad.
banana, cherry, and either mayonnaise, cottage cheese, or whipped cream. It's literally just
it
a
has
fucking...
to be. It has to be whipped cream because that'd just be gross if it was
Right, I'm with you
anything
on that.
other.
This is
I'm
a
with you on
troll.
that.
It's just a
Yeah.
fucking troll dish. I swear. I mean, come on. I can. This is not toss. Don't cancel me, Twitch. Come on. That's literally just a fucking dick coming, but with
What do you
fruit.
say in a tossed salad?
With
Is
fruit.
Is that a tossed salad? A fruit tossed salad?
Fruit toss salad. Yeah.
Oh my god.
oh my gosh, that reminds me of, sorry, because it was fruit bowl, but it reminds me of my son in kindergarten decided to act out, and it was mainly because he was too smart to be in kindergarten, but he was like underdeveloped socially. And he decided to moon everybody and give them not just a mooning, but a full fruit bowl at the front of his classroom.
Oh.
Love this kid. I fucking love
What?
this kid.
Wow.
Not once, twice.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Oh, it's when you moon so hard with your pants down that it isn't just your butt sticking out, it's the whole twig and berries and everything. You get the whole fruit bowl moon.
I've never heard that before. That's great.
I fucking love this kid, dude. I love this kid. I've already deemed that when we get a house with a yard, I'm buying him 2 hoses. He wasn't allowed to play with hoses. And every kid needs to have a fucking hose.
Not
So
by
when
my
we get a
choice.
house, I'm gonna get a hose in the front yard. I'm gonna get a hose in the backyard. He can play with them whatever the hell he wants to. Like, this kid is awesome.
I love y'all.
Yeah, he plays Fortnite and throws his controller at the screen. It's hilarious because he just rages so hard on people.
And how old is he, sweetheart?
He's 7.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2.
What are their ages?
Mine are 7 and 11.
Lol.
Hotch has
I
3.
have 3.
His are 21, 22,
22
and 15.
Wait, do they all live with you?
No.
Just
We
the
just
15.
have
The
the
2 oldest
15-year-old.
are on their own.
Damn.
And my 2, that's a long story. My ex is a douche.
Good enough.
Yeah, I'll keep my mouth shut.
Fuck.
So my son actually streams. I got him into streaming.
Nice.
That's awesome.
He's gonna be a famous Fortnite streamer.
Oh no, he won't play Fortnite with me anymore. He plays Valorant and like a whole bunch of MMO games. I think they're MMOs.
It's okay, babe. I'll play Fortnite with you.
Thank you.
I downloaded Fortnite on my other computer. I need to re-download it, but I do want to engage into Fortnite to like learn it. I am terrified.
Would you believe
I'll
me if I said I have a 100% win rate in Fortnite?
I bet you do. Did you play once?
I played once on the Switch and I won my one game.
He's got the
I
same
held
thing
that
with
with Apex. But Apex, I played one game and I won, and I like deleted it off my PlayStation. And I was just like, boom. And then like a year later, I downloaded it again. I played a game and lost like right away. And I was like, damn it. And I played one more and I won. So I have a 2 out of 3 win rate on Apex.
Damn.
So I hear you. That's why I was like, did you play once? You played once, didn't you?
All right,
You
I'm
got the 100%
I'm unsure about when Frankie's gonna be done, so I guess I'll just take chat comments as topics to talk about right now. But
Cool.
just thank you so much for talking on your story, Maki. I was
Yes.
blown away, and I want to talk to you more about it because there's some stuff that I can't say on stream because it includes Frankie's information that I feel like they would not want me to say in a public space.
That is totally fair, and we can actually have a deeper conversation. I'm pretty much an open
100%.
book.
Yes, please.
Same.
I'm here for it. So one of the things that Tater was saying, and I think this is a good topic to talk about, body positivity. How do you be body positive about yourself at any size? Because I think it's important to understand body positivity doesn't just mean for people who are like fat and big, because that's often where it's associated with, because those are the people that need a lot of support, and for certainly that is true. But there's also something to be said about people who have tinier bodies that also feel a certain type of way. I see Maki nodding along, and I know she mentioned it before because she was judged as being the fucking tall thin stick before, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so like I've been made fun of multiple times, and also pressured to eat a lot. Being a part of Black family, if you don't eat the food, it's a form of disrespect. But also been tormented and accused of being anorexic, because the way that I ate. Like I eat like a animal, but over time that changed because I got so picked on so much to the point where I don't eat a lot of food around people. What I usually do sometimes my brain is bigger than my stomach, so I can't eat a lot of food, and if my body starts gaining more weight than it can keep up with, I can actually start biting my own cheeks and it will bleed. So my body is thin just from my dad's side, and I've always felt a lot of shame about being too thin. And I've always been made fun of like, oh, you should put some meat on your bones. You're too skinny. You're too this. You're too that. And I've always wanted to be bigger, and it's hard for me to maintain weight. And it's always been a really, really big issue for me. And a lot of people look at my body, it's like, well, you got a perfect model body. You have this, you have that. And I'm like, you don't understand the problems that I have. I can't walk. I don't even know what kind of condition this is, but if I don't walk for months or years or days, and if I start walking, my legs will fucking itch internally. Like it's a fucking problem, and I need to actually get it looked at. I have sciatica. I have hip problems, so I can't really do a lot of stuff like I want to. I do yoga, I do meditation, I stretch a lot because that's what my body needs. And I've struggled with liking my body being so skinny. And it's taking me a very long time to accept my body for what it is and learn how to take care of my body when it's in pain. Um, it's certain parts of my body that I don't like, but I get to, and the reason why, I know that you guys hear me saying I get to, because it's a choice that I'm making. Instead of I want to or have to, instead of making it feel like an obligation, I get to learn more about my body and what it needs and get to listen to it. Because for me to identify as she, they, for me, I feel like my spirit and my body are two different identities or two different entities that I still get to learn how to bond together, and understand that the fact that my body needs certain things that my spirit don't feel like engaging in, and vice versa. So I have learned over time to love myself fully, and also teach my partner how to love himself fully too, even though it's hard, because we both have two different body types and he deals with more chronic stuff than I do. So I can't speak in with your experience, but only thing that I can say is learn how to appreciate every bit of your body, because it's the body that you have been given, and to take care of it as much as you possibly can. Even if it's parts of your body that you don't like, learn how to work around it, learn how to appreciate it, learn how to heal it too.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I think it's really important to. Okay, we have to wrap it up on this note. I think it's important to. It's really hard to accept your own body. It does. It takes fucking years. It takes therapy, especially if you've had a bad relationship with your body, or if you've had a bad relationship with food before. I put it in a reply to Capsol, but just thinking about what is your relationship to your body. Do you look at yourself and you're like, oh god, this is ugly, this is wrong, I'm wrong, or do you look at food and you're like, oh god, I hate it, awful, can't do it, but food is fuel, and your body is your body, and you're kind of sort of a little bit stuck with it. Like, I hate to put it that way, but at a certain point, you don't have to like everything about it, but you have to kind of learn how to accept it and where you can accept it, and then learn how to best take care of it. Maki was saying for her body, she needs to stretch a lot and she needs to do a lot of yoga and stuff because that's what it demands of her. And there's some physical limitations there as well with the sciatica and stuff like that. You have to respect it. Much like, I try to focus a lot on mental health in here, we also have to focus on our physical health as well. If we don't have that balance between the two, then both are just going to be out of whack. One follows the other. It always does. So just try to take a holistic approach to yourself, both mentally and physically. Learn to find parts of yourself that you do love and just fucking keep rolling with it. Yeah, Poch, go for it.
Just real quick, and say that if you think about it, you usually take really good care of things that you really love. If you really love your car, you wash, you wax, you vacuum it, whatever. So if you really look at yourself how you are, no matter what shape, and really start to learn to love yourself, you'll most likely start doing things to take care of yourself more and more and more. If you look in the mirror and go, I fucking hate you, and I hate what you look like, and I hate that you're fat, or I hate that you're too skinny, you're probably going to treat your body in the same way. Whereas if you can go, I'm going to love you right where you are right now, you can start going, yeah, I love this, so I'm going to eat this way, or I'm going to exercise this way, or whatever it is to take care of yourself. It's not 100%, but oftentimes we take care of things that we love more so than the things that we don't.
Absolutely.
All right, I gotta say this because it's like really like make me emotional. We get to love our bodies because our society tells us that we can't.
Damn. Yeah.
Our society tells us that we're shit, even if we're too skinny, if we're too fat, we're too this and too that. And I feel that We get to love our bodies the way that we are because we can't change it. We can change it if we have tons of money, but then there's going to be other problems. What other more problems? Like, your body is getting older. It is dying. It's dying every day. And the best thing you can do is just keep it functioning and alive and love it. And love, if you have a partner, love their body, appreciate their body, teach them and show them like their body is lovable. Because so many people feel so unworthy and so unattractive, and there's so much body shame. And also, like, when it comes to dating, not only age shaming, but also like body shaming of like, oh, I won't date this person, I won't date that person because they have this and that is, it goes beyond preference. You're just a fucking asshole. You can't see past a fucking sack of meat. Like, you just can't see that. You can't see somebody's fucking soul. It makes me so angry.
Dead ass.
So, like, you gotta look past what you dislike about yourself because of what the media is telling you. You gotta look inside yourself and say, like, you know what? This is the body that I've been given. If you have no injuries, there's nothing holding you back from being the size or shape that you want to be. But if you do have injuries, be mindful of those injuries and work around it and heal yourself. You can do it. It may take forever, it may take a long time, but you can do it.
Absolutely. Chat's popping off. All right, chat. I gotta go grab Frankie. Here's the Discord. Fucking always continue the conversation. Always. Big, huge. Continue the conversation in here, out there, out with your families, out with the community, out with your friends. All right. Take care of yourselves first and foremost. Take care of each other. Love each other. Support each other. All right. I love you all big time. We're gonna go raid Mori. All right. It's gonna be a different feel. You know how Mori is. Big booba VTuber with even bigger personality and even bigger heart. I love her so much. You know how it goes here. All right. Show her a lot of love. There's the raid message. Again, thank you everyone for being on here again. And we'll see you. And this is the end of the week for me, but I'll see you on Friday for Metroid. And we can always continue the mental health conversation then or in the Discord. Always. All right. Love you all. Bye.